to win at the end of their season. Didn't get it at ESLs. I can't even remember the name of their tournament because it's not relevant. What's it called? Weapers?
EMS1?
EMS1. What a shit name. And then also at the, I can't remember the name of the other one, something Dream Hacky tournament. They came second as well, but that one's also irrelevant. Yeah, so I'm saying 2-1 for Fnatic. They need their win before the year's over. They definitely deserve it. We're going to move Bruno from his single desk. He's going to bring a chair over, try not to hit any of the cameras and sit between us. And then we'll try-cast it. I am going to be doing play-by-play. This will be horrible, but luckily for you, it's a best of 3, not a best of 5. And first pick for Alliance, Wepez is going to be Bristleback. And Fnatic are going to pick up their Wisp and Tiny combo. That they say that if you don't ban it out, we get it, and it's a problem for you. But they've been beaten on it a few times lately. And Bruno's with us, and hopefully you're...
Very nice.
I'm really liking the Bristleback pick that has been appearing these days. This is one of the kind of things that prove some people wrong. People are saying, or have been saying throughout the years, the Western scene innovates and then the Eastern scene picks up. But this is one of those heroes that actually started appearing in China first. And then Russia started adopting, and now it kind of... Everyone feels that he's a very, very strong hero.
Well, it's
overall.
just mid-game.
Yeah.
Like just fight all the time.
It just
and it's perfect
fits the
to
metagame, really. Yeah, exactly. You can get so tanky, you can snowball really, really hard. Once you get a Vanguard or something like that with this hero, you're pretty much indestructible throughout the mid-game. The chasing or counter-chasing potential, because you have to... It's kind of like a catch-22 when you're playing Bristleback. If you commit to a fight, if the fight draws out too long, then the quills will start getting crazy. If you start chasing the Bristleback, you can't kill him because he's just like, he will stay in 200 HP and you won't be able to take him below that. And at the same time, if you want to run away, then you get all snotted up and just...
Yeah, well, it's definitely, it's mid-game, and you have to say Fnatic actually picked that Wisp and Tiny after the Bristleback came up. So they're like, okay, you can have your mid-game hero, but it doesn't, like, even though it can survive, it doesn't necessarily force the fights, Bristleback, because you are able to, if the whole team's not with him or it's just a small skirmish, you can TP away. If he does trying to lock, if they want to lock you down, they have to have other heroes that can lock you down for the Bristleback to stay on you. So they can play around this Fnatic and actually force it to the late game with that Wisp Tiny combo. And at the same time, Alliance have to be already kind of scared of the level 6 potential that Wisp is going to have with the Tiny. And of course, if it does go late game, then you've got a whole another set of problems. But we'll see if that's going to be the case. Yeah, a couple of bans out, go on then.
It's really interesting. I was going to talk about the bans from Alliance. If you look at those heroes, it's kind of like they want Fnatic to say, okay, you're going to commit to the late game, you will have nothing going on for you in the mid game. Because with the Team Versus ban, with Bounty Hunter bans, it means that in the fights you will not have those really, really strong heroes. Even Alchemist, which is a carry as well, but also works pretty well if you start maxing that acid spray and you get some levels going. In the mid game, he's still pretty scary. And Visage is one of those supports that you... I mean, this is that actually doesn't have to do with the mid game. It's just you want to ban that hero because he's really strong. On the side of Fnatic, if you look at the bans, you just see, well, Nature's Prophet is kind of a given. Against Bulldog, it's a very, very strong hero that will split push you before you can actually start going online with the Wisp and Tiny. Even the Wisp and Tiny can go and jump on the Nature's Prophet. You kind of have to commit to either go for that and then get 4-manned against the rest of the team, or just, let him go and do his thing, which is pretty bad.
I like the bans out for Fnatic a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because they're like, okay, you need something with this Bristleback to start the fight. And the best person for that, potentially, is a Bat Rider, or at least someone very good for that, and then also a Packet at the same time. Just being able to coil people, lock them in place. Of course, you know, I like to play with Shane, who gets Axe Scepter on puck, and that puts you in place for 8 seconds.
8 seconds. You're
Think how many quills you can get with that, Wepez.
About so 2.5.
Yeah. I mean, the cooldown is 3 seconds, so...
But the bans are basically like, stop the initiation, stop the big mid players that can snowball when they get their blink daggers, and that's what they've gone for. And they've picked up a Windrunner.
It's going to be an EGM Windrunner, probably.
Well, it would be if he wasn't playing for Alliance.
Yes, well, maybe. Maybe they just get EGM to play for them.
They're like, we'll pick Windrunner, and we also pick this player. That's how bans and picks work, right? It's like you pick players and heroes.
When you're like elementary school, you play soccer, football. It's like you
pick the person.
Like right now, Alliance and Fnatic are all lined up against a wall. No, in front of the goal.
The goal. Yeah, like you, my team.
An S4 and Fly picking
the
players
question
and
is-
heroes.
Who would get picked last on both teams?
I guess it would be Aki and Fly is picking, but I would say Aki and Fly in other kind of situation because they're the supports. I'd rather
Fly
get
is
them.
captain. He's already.
I know that's
Okay.
right. Well, maybe he doesn't
Trixie
pick
would
himself.
get picked last.
If you were Fly, would you pick yourself?
Unpick yourself from
Yeah,
captain. Okay, well, this is just getting
We're like,
silly.
I'm gonna pick someone else instead of me,
And I play for the opponent.
and then I get picked at the
I
end.
won.
So Weaver pickup here adds a little bit of security. If it goes to the late game, you will be able to get that split push going and also farm, and hopefully he'll be able to get a decent amount of farm by the 20-minute mark. Hopefully where you see like Lincoln's and his ability to start either just completely split pushing or join the fight. What Weaver for you, Web has?
5 seconds remaining.
What kind of bug is he really?
Well, he's just really annoying. But with the Lions, like
It's a really annoying bug.
yeah, but with the Lions, they usually always play it in the safe lane, right? With Loda playing it on the farming, so that would mean
an
that
aggressive try.
yeah, could be of course, but that would mean most likely that Bulldog is going to play the Bristleback, and isn't that what we've been seeing in the Chinese scene, where it's like
Bulldog playing the Bristleback in
Yes,
China?
the Chi- he goes to China to play.
Bristlebacs.
He goes to China to play Bristleback.
Yes,
Is it
that's
stronger
what
in
we
China?
see. Yeah, of course. It's the weather or something.
No, but off-lane
Quills are
Bristleback.
cheaper out there.
Off-lane Bristleback, right? That's
yeah,
what we've been seeing.
yeah, but
like
you
Titan's been playing
never
that
see
for
him
sure.
like solo. Well, most of the time you see him and +1,
Yeah.
him and something else, just
But
like
it's still
some
a very
rotation.
hard hero to kill off, like you said. It's
Yeah.
just like start running away, and the Wisp Tiny doesn't really have a kill potential until they're level 6. They're great ganking, but their lane potential is still like kind of meh, at least until level 3, 4.
Meh. Yeah, and of course the other thing about Alliance is that they really want these drawn-out long fights with Weaver and Bristleback. They have pretty much 0 burst potential, and that's pretty good for the Wisp, really, because the Wisp is kind of this hero that wants to survive for a little bit longer, and just if he gets to survive, he'll get those magic sticks charges, maybe a mech or something that will heal him and whoever he's tethered to. Normally, when you get a Wisp, you want to just burst him down immediately. They won't be able to do this with this lineup right now. They will have to kill him just by right-clicking or quelling him. And I don't know, maybe that will favor Fnatic.
Who knows? I would like to add something relevant here, but I just had a really weird thought. I was like, how cool would it be if you could like pick one hero twice for each team?
So
was-
you would get like 2 windrunners, for
No,
example?
no, no. I want 2 Wisps.
2 Wisps.
Yeah. But like the other one would have to have his name backwards. So if this one's IO, the other one will be OI.
Oh, I.
And they just take all his audio and run it backwards, and it will sound like some sort of demonic person.
But the thing is that
Well, the
with
thing-
Wisp,
it's like
instead of being
beepings
beep
only.
boop, it would be boop beep.
No. But the joke is, like one of the records
Oh,
that they
yeah.
play backwards,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a demonic sayings. That's what
Yeah.
Wisp would do when he talks backwards.
5
How cool would
seconds
that be?
remaining.
So it's just like that should be a game mode. I want that. I just think it'd be really funny to have like a tiny with 2 Wisps in his lane.
2 overcharges.
2 overcharges.
It's
One
completely
wisp-
irrelevant.
one-
I don't
one
believe I
wisp
talk
that
about
TPs
this
you
shit
in
in
and
the
one
finals.
wisp that TPs you out before the duration ends, just to be safe.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, I don't know why it came into my head.
I don't know why
he
2
said,
wisps.
Well, he
like,
said
out of-
the tiny wisp
But why
lane.
not 2
the-
tinies?
No, but then the funny thing is, he said like the tiny wisp lane is not that strong, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I was like thinking to myself, I was like, yeah, but imagine if there were 2 wisps. And then I was just like, then I just went on to some sort of daydream, and I thought I'd share it with you, which doesn't bode well for my commentary career. Okay, so we've got Invoker countered by an OD. OD, great pickup.
Yeah.
For this lineup, we'll certainly be able to get a decent Eclipse off.
do you really want to go Invoker against OD at all? Or you're like, well, let's put Invoker in the safe lane and get just something else going there?
You could stick the Wind
10
Runner
seconds
mid, but that's not going to help much
No,
either.
it's
And
still
Tiny
too-
Wisp mid,
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know.
The OD should still be able to control the Tiny to stop him from
Yeah.
last hitting.
Mm-hmm. And he would have nothing.
Like
oh! Yes.
Oh, nice.
This is
That's
also
a-
something that just came in the
Oh, man.
679C patch.
This is like a Trixie Slark, probably.
Could
Imagine
be.
him like pouncing past the team, missing the pounce, and then just dying.
I hope we get to see that. But also,
We'll see.
Slark in the mid lane. Good to, well, he has very
Yeah.
cheap spells.
Can you dispel the debuff with your Dark Pack?
No, you can't.
You can't get in back. All right, well,
Enchantress.
Enchantress
Well,
and
each
Crystal
year going to be
Maiden.
playing the
This
Crystal
is
Maiden. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
unusual.
not the best Well,
team.
EGM on Crystal Maiden can be really good. He was actually, EGM was the guy that told Ake to pick Crystal Maiden and go jungle at
Bruno,
TI
Wasn't it
Grand
you?
Finals. Well, I was talking about it to everybody. I was trying to convince Na'Vi, Fnatic, and Alliance to do it. And
you're picking favorites, James.
I actually told Alliance that they should totally pick Timbersaw and Wisp, and S4 did in the group stages, and he came to me and said it was so fucking bad. It took ages to win the game because of that lineup, and I was like, but it's so fun. It's like, Timbersaw can't die. And he told me off.
This story is amazing. Like he's clearly really this person to try everything you say.
Yeah, S4's awesome. I actually played him in matchmaking for the ranked, and I had a Quakever on my team, and Quakever picked Storm versus his DK mid and won. And so we
Go to
we
console
won, and I got
and
lots
go.
of
Yeah,
points.
but I can't open console because look, it's this thing now. James,
Well,
can you change your resolution so it's like the proper one? Because
No.
then they can change it over.
No.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
gonna have those things.
It disappears. It's only for the start of the game. Weapons is going to be doing your in-camera observing because
try.
I can't.
And
And
I
me and
will be
Bruno are
looking
going to
at-
share a
Yeah.
PC together like we're 14-year-old girls talking to boys on Facebook, which is what we do.
Well, we do, yeah, at night.
We do pretend to be.
Those boys will never see it coming.
It's one of our little hobbies in the studio. It's going really well. So let's introduce Fnatic and what they're playing. First off, Era on the Tiny. Just below him is going to be Trixie playing the Slark, Hanny on the Invoker, and he's going to be joined currently by Fly and also Notel. Fly playing the Wind Runner, as we like to call it, and Notel on
30
the
seconds
Wisp.
to
And
battle.
over for Alliance, EGM top left right now under the tower on his Crystal Maiden. We might be seeing him getting some jungle farm, but most unlikely with an Enchantress there. Loader mid, going to be playing the Weaver, who's not going to be mid. Of course, that's going to be S4 on the OD. And
Oh
then,
dear.
as you mentioned, Wepaz, it's going to be Admiral Bulldog on the Bristleback, and then Ake rotating across. Already got a smoke on him as well, so hopefully we'll see something from him.
The battle
Is
begins.
Ake on the Enchantress. So mid is going to be that Wisp Tiny. Bottom should be the Invoker with Hane, and Fly just going to be flying around, buzzing around. And Trixie off lane.
Off lane. That's gonna be fun. That I want to watch that lane. Just Trixie
Just
going. there.
only this name.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, Weapons, you commentate the rest of the match.
And if
Me and
something happens,
Bruno
you will just
will
watch that
literally
lane.
give you updates on the Trixie lane.
Yes.
That sounds very
But
hard.
I mean, to be honest, it will be the most interesting lane because Trixie.
yeah, obviously, like every Trixie lane, especially when he plays an aggressive hero. Like if he plays on a Wind Ranger or now on a Slark, it will always be interesting because either he gets those plays and gets a kill, or he just feeds horribly.
Yeah. And they're going to use Wisp just to harass OD from the get-go.
Yeah, it's pretty good as well. 'Cause just because Era, the last hit damage, he's pretty much the only person that can sit mid and get decent last hits versus an OD because he's not int damage based, unlike the Wind Runner.
Dude, next level. Pick 3 against OD.
Holy shit.
And go Quilling Blade.
Yeah. So he should be fine. And also with Notel there, there should be a decent amount of harass. But Notel's actually got a ring of D.
Basilis.
I call it ring of B because I hate saying that thing. Which I'm not sure how that's going to work out for him on the old regen. But they should get rune control as well, unless Ake comes out of jungle. On the bottom lane, Fly, being, I wouldn't say a bit of a hero.
Well,
yes, look,
Bulldog
he's...
can kill him if he.
No, Wind
isn't
Run. He's got
careful.
Wind Run.
Well, but the
Why doesn't it last 11 seconds like in
Wraith Knight.
Right now.
Wraith Knight?
Yeah, that would have been great. And the Shackle, they should have that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal game.
Shackle 9 people.
9 targets together.
Yeah. But
Who needs Black
it's
Hole?
actually going to be pretty hard to kill Admiral Bulldog down
Oh,
here.
no!
And Ake is going to come in, and that Wind Run, what a
spell.
pick. Will
What a
actually be able to
player.
get away. So Ake offensively in jungle, which means we do see EGM actually just in his jungle pick up a decent amount of farm by himself.
Yeah, that Bristleback really needs some help there because
I
otherwise
don't think
it's
he
not.
does so much.
Well, the thing is that he's running out of mana. He can't just spam Quill. Every time you spam Quill,
Yeah,
you're
but
committing to
yeah.
using it at least 3 times. Otherwise, it's just waste of mana on the spell. So
His animation's pretty good. He does 63 damage. He's got 2 points in Bristleback. He's getting XP. Sure, he's a mid-game hero, and you're going to need like a decent item to go into the mid-game with, whether it be a Vanguard or even just like treads in an urn. But he's still relevant.
Yeah.
And
but he's not gonna get any farm against 2 range heroes. And
he's got 2 last hits. That's amazing.
That's
That's more
nothing.
than I've ever seen Pyrion get in a lane. So he's doing pretty
But
well.
look at like on the other side, you look at Trixie, and Trixie's in the offlane there. He's 7-0. He's having a
Bottom?
fun time. It's like bottom. Again, going for the Invoker. This is going to be the first blood. Honey, please run away. No Klappa.
He used the Klappa earlier.
Alright, first blood over to Alliance. Yeah, I guess at the same time when you have Wind Runner with is kind of hard to harass or stop. No real reliable stun that you're going to want to get early because Shackle, unfortunately, just feels like an interrupt at low levels. So first blood over to Alliance. Hani dropping on his safe lane shouldn't be too big of an issue. He'll be able to get back there and pick up his farm once again and should be able to control the lane. So they did get Bristleback Admiral Bulldog a little bit, but not going to be a huge deal. How's mid going, Webaz?
Mid's going fairly well for S4 actually. He's keeping both the heroes down, and I mean they're still getting the experience they need, but S4 is not getting the mass amounts of farm he can get, but he's still keeping both of them down fairly well.
Yeah, and there's no mana on the Tiny at all right now. And the Wisp barely has some either, so it's going to be complicated for these guys. They can only punch.
Bottom again. We're actually going to have another initiate. Sorry, Webaz, you might have been talking about mid and made you miss that. But Ake, being a bit of a hero here in the jungle, brings in a center.
They're all heroes, James.
Yeah, that's true. They are all heroes.
But he's a real hero. And a real
He's a
human
hero
being.
of heroes?
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
He's a hero in himself.
Yeah, being a bit of a hero of heroes in the jungle there, Bruno. Setting up 2 kills.
Not a hero of New Earth, no.
No. Hero of heroes. You MOBA coming soon. Admiral
Not a
Bulldog
hero of the Storm either.
going to be chasing Hani.
He can kill.
Yeah.
Hani is...
Hani, you're having a really bad time. One more Quill, if it was in range, should be able to pick him off. And there's another Centaur coming in. And the Quill doesn't get the kill. There should be another one. He's even salved up. And Hani goes down again. Is that 3 times?
Yeah,
two deaths
two
for him.
but 3 for Admiral Bulldog. He killed 3 times there, so...
And Loader on top lane. He's like, look at me. I can go past tier 1 towers before they even die.
Here's the thing, right?
He had the password.
In 2 of the... Oh, nice. In 2 of the lanes...
That will hold him in place. He can actually go aggressive here.
Yeah. But he has a very long cooldown on...
Radiant's
Leap
top
as well.
tower is under attack. About time.
The thing about that is that if you think about it, the 2 lanes, Loda and
bottom.
S4, yeah. Ouch. Yay.
Oh, Era and Notel going to make their way down there. Ake will see him, scout him out with the Centaur and also the Tomato, and he's just going to have to back off. And Admiral Bulldog's actually going to chase from behind, deciding nope, he's going to head back into the lane. So this will probably diffuse unless Ake wants to make something happen here with Fly. He's just going to get swung at by a potato, by a tomato.
Potato. No,
I'm so used to potato now because like people
Computers
keep
are
telling me
potato.
I'm in the potato league because of my ranked MMR.
Yeah, your ranked MMR is so bad, dude. I don't know.
It's like the worst.
It's terrible.
Thanks, guys. It's really good. So Wepez, what should they be doing from here? Fnatic, where should they be focusing their efforts? They've moved Tiny and Wisp down bottom to pick up the farm and control the lane. They've now got Hani level 5 mid. Trixie, of course, will be sitting up here for a little while on his Slark. He's level 6, so should be able to just regen really easily and put some pressure on Loader. But where are Fnatic wanting to take this game?
Well, I would feel like with the rotations, they should even go as far as like putting the Tiny Wisp up in top to try and keep Loader down a bit and put Trixie mid, because Hani mid, S4 is still going to get a lot of farm out of that. And Hani's is never really going to come back as... Okay, almost found him out, but they just need to get some control going. If they get a kill on this, would be really good.
A bad time bottom. He might be able to get away. There's not actually going to be another stun or a toss. So Admiral Bulldog can just walk away on his Bristleback, and he did actually... How many points has he got? He's actually just got 2 points into Bristleback, and he's max quills now. Trixie going to find EGM top in the jungle.
This should be a kill.
And this, should definitely be a kill. He's going to try and look like he was almost trying to deny himself there to the creeps.
He just ults and ran away.
Yeah, he was just like, run away. And Trixie is actually a really good... Slark's a really good hero versus Bristleback as well, because you can actually get in the fights, steal some stats, and get out. So he's got targets that he can actually stick on. And he's not going to be a main focus. He's going to be a nightmare to lock down with the ulti chain, Shadow Dance, which makes you go completely invisible. So I actually believe this Slark during the mid game is going to be their biggest kind of factor for Fnatic. But of course, late game, Slark's really difficult to start pushing with when it comes to pushing the base or whatever. But of course, he has some other benefits as well, like he's going to be able to detect where wards are based off his ulti being removed when he's in vision. mid, I'm going to see Ake come in.
Yeah.
Still that Forge Spirit. Excellent work.
And you disappear for 3 seconds as well.
And there's a DD top as well. And no wards on it from either team, so no one's aware of that.
But none of those heroes really want to go for runes in general. I mean, the DDs are good, but the mid heroes don't run a bottle. Neither the Invoker nor the Audi, so...
Slark's a good bottle runner. Trixie, top lane. Going to put down Harass onto Loda. Loda will not give a shit. It's going to time lapse back and be like, yo, what's up?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, that pounce actually got him.
Ah, he guessed wrong.
He did guess wrong.
No Sunstrike from Invoker. I guess he didn't want to risk it.
He doesn't even have the mana to cast it.
Not anymore. 91 mana. This is a problem, like rotating the Invoker into mid. Yeah,
Hey,
he's going to get more experience and he's not going to feed anymore, but he's still not really going to get what he wants. He's not going to get a Midas up in a fairly fast time after dying so much down in bottom, and he's just going to be behind on levels the whole game.
And the problem is as well with No-Tel, because he has been mid and there weren't any kind of kills going their way. He's not going to be level 6 when he wanted to be, as if he was in
especially with fly around.
Yeah.
It's like leeching levels and XP.
So this level 6 for Fnatic's going to kick in a bit late, and they really need this level 6 on No-Tel and also Era to actually start roaming around the map, creating space for Hani, who will probably want to move down either to safe lane or at least get a kill on S4.
The question is, who can they really kill? Because Loda, even though you have Dust, he will be able to outrun you.
You can kill Ake, which is fine.
Changes nothing, really. Ake and EGM.
I mean, the best person to kill is S4.
Yeah.
Because if you can remove him from the mid lane, you'll get a significant amount of farm for Hani if he stays there. And then, of course, you can just push down a tower. And getting towers pretty early for Fnatic, I would say is pretty important when you play with Tiny, just opening up the map and just reducing the space that your opponents can farm. And then if you can slow down Loda from getting his Lincolns, he is very killable with Wisp and Tiny if you can catch him. When he gets his Lincolns, he's a nightmare. And he's gone for a Hand of Midas first, so Hand of Midas Gaming still in effect here, even with the changes. And it costs a little bit more, right, Wepes?
Yep. It does. It costs 2,050 now, I believe.
Yeah,
so
it's 150 more.
Yeah, exactly. So you get it a bit later.
Admiral Bulldog.
It's gonna go down.
Wepes. I'm calling all of them Wepes.
Caught the end of it.
It's fine. It's only the finals. There'll be another one next season.
Yeah. Better luck next time.
Yeah.
Relocate coming into mid now.
Yeah, this is who they really need to kill, and they should be able to pick him up with just that toss. No-Tel will actually get the last hit, and that's huge for them. Just removing S4 from the map, Hani will be able to get a decent amount of farm. I actually think Hani should pick up a Midas even at this stage of the game.
Yeah,
if
he should.
Sorry?
Yeah, he should. He should really try and catch up on levels with that.
Because as long as Era and No-Tel create space for him, he'll be fine. And also, Trixie should be kicking in soon. Trixie, he hasn't got a huge amount of items to his name. Like his net worth, he's about 6 right now.
That really happens a lot when you play Slark. It feels that getting items with that hero is really, really hard. Even though you can just kill people. The good thing is that you don't need many items to do so.
If you were Slark against a Weaver, no, if you had a choice, Wepes, Weaver or Slark, in a 1v1, even though of course you know you're on off lane and you have the potential of being ganked, who would you rather be?
I would probably say the Slark.
Yeah, me too.
Like the Weaver's great and all, but against the Slark, it's still not the same thing. Like if it would have been against a Lifestealer, then yeah, I would say the Weaver because he's great against that because you can harass it a lot more. But the Slark gets so much more out of just right-clicking you.
Yeah,
and it's really hard to lane against.
And he should be able to stay in the lane longer, but Loda's done pretty damn well for himself in that lane. 59 last hits against 37. And we are going to see a push, as you can see, on the top tier 1 tower. And they will just back off for momentarily as the glyph was used. And we're about to see some rotations. Relocate is available, so they're probably going to bring Era in. And here it comes. They're going to go straight onto Loda. We'll pick up the kill. Trixie was able to get on him. There comes the Eclipse from S4. Will help pick up one, but Trixie will take down S4 afterwards. So a 2-for-1 exchange, only losing the Wisp, which isn't a big deal. And Trixie will get tossed. And it comes a Sunstrike from Hani. And that was on the point.
Well, not the Trixie.
It looked like
jump.
Trixie was just celebrating by that jump. He's like, whee! And They jumped past him and the Sunstrike hits him anyways. But that was a really nice gank.
Huge kills for Fnatic.
Yeah, and the fact that Hani got the last hit there as well, it's good because even if he didn't get the experience from being in the fight, just getting the extra goal,
Dire's top tower
it's
is
something
under
that he
attack.
desperately needs.
He's only 100
That's
away now
got to
from
hurt.
a full Midas level 9, and he's
No,
currently.
yeah, he has it.
Yep, there it is. So I think
Radiant's
we have
bottom
like
tower is
3
under
Hand of
attack.
Midases on the map right
I
now. We've
feel
got one
sad
for
for
Loader
them.
on the Weaver. We've got one for S4 on the OD, which is, for me, I don't know if it's really necessary when you farm so well as an OD mid, but of course, I would be proven wrong by pro gamers many a time. Like sometimes I feel like, okay, if you can get a fast mech, something on the OD to support the team, it might be a little bit better considering the farm everywhere else.
Trixie
is
went on.
so big, and we're going to have S4 just going to have to
Just
put himself
delaying.
under mid, and he will be picked up. That
Boop.
Sunstrike
No,
will be
what?
off the mark, but he will pick up the kill on Slark. And, well, you have to consider as well, actually, Slark
Dire's middle
benefits
tower is under
hugely
attack.
from
It has no
no-tail
arms to defend itself.
Wisp, as well as the Tiny.
Yeah. Attacking fast. Oh, now they're going on Bulldog, and Bulldog knows.
Yeah,
Bulldog
Bulldog.
says, I
Dire's middle
kind of
tower
have to
is
run.
under
He
attack.
desperately needs
He can't
his
TP.
Vanguard.
He's tiny. Just dies.
This is beautiful.
So yeah, Trixie, if you
Dire
can
has
keep this
fortified its
rotation, these
structures.
rotations going and keep the kills getting in,
Dire's
like
middle
before
tower
even
is
managed
all
to get
alone
a
in the
solo kill
world,
on Loda. So
being attacked.
if you can just keep this aggression up, then he's gonna help open up the map even more. And
Dire's middle tower is under attack. It has no
might be able to
arms
get
to
a solo
defend
kill.
itself.
Oh, they're coming, they're coming.
They should be able to lock down EGM, but here comes a relocate, and EGM will drop.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Loda just run out and run away, not run
Yeah.
out. You don't run out of Loda ever.
This it seems hard for Alliance. They don't have like there's only one tier 1
bottom,
tower
bottom.
down.
Nothing.
There's only one tier 1 tower down. The map's not completely open, but Fnatic are getting a huge amount of picks.
And now they're getting back also the levels and the farm. They started losing all the lanes pretty much. The bottom lane, they had more farm than Breezeblock, but Breezeblock had 3 kills, and Tiny died twice. At the same time, OD was out farming everyone. It was Invoker in the bottom lane. But then, yeah, again, Loda and S4 were out farming their opponents in the other side as well. And now they're catching up. Look at Tiny is on the top of net worth right now, and Slark is getting something, and he's becoming really scary because even if you're Loda, just a stun and a Slark can kill you so easily.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me for Alliance is they need to start picking up just at least the tower on their safe lane. If they're able to take that
Radiant's
down
bottom tower is under attack.
with Ake, which will now need the whole team just because of the sheer power that the relocate will bring. If they could take that down, they're going to get some well-needed gold towards Admiral Bulldog. Like, he desperately needs
Radiant's
some
bottom tower
tankability
is
going
under
into a
attack.
15-minute mark kind of mid-game. And even on the off lane where you put Ake in the jungle, he probably should have got a little bit more than he has. And it looks like they're actually just going to be able to pick off the lane down bottom.
Radiant's
He won't have
bottom
enough
tower
gold
has fallen.
or even the ability to buy it to finish up his Vanguard. We'll just continue on fighting, looking for a pick on No-Tail S4, but he doesn't get it, and he will be locked down.
Nice.
And there comes the final kill from Hanning onto S4, as well as Admiral Bulldog goes down. So they actually did get the tier 1 tower, but lost 2,
And probably the
completely
tier 1
not
tower as
worth
well.
it, unfortunately. But that's how desperate they are to get a little bit of an edge. They're
Dire's
overextending.
bottom
And
tower
Hanning
is
actually
under
got both of the
attack.
kills there as well, so it's a pretty good amount of gold for him.
He used the Midas. Oh, well, they killed all the creeps.
Radiant's top
got
tower
boots of travel
is
now
under
as well.
attack. Dire's bottom
Sending
tower
it out on the
has
courier,
fallen.
yeah. So he's
Yeah.
caught up quite
Wait,
a bit in farm.
Dire's
Is it your
bottom
is it your
tower is
account,
under
James?
attack.
Yeah.
Do you have A
Radiant's
linked
top
to
tower
items?
has fallen.
I have Alt A, Alt Q,
Oh, Alt A. Okay,
Alt
okay.
W.
I thought it was A. I'm like, how do you attack?
I don't.
He
I-
just stares him
I
down.
just turn on voice comms and shout at people. Yeah, so not a great trade for Alliance, unfortunately. And they kind of need to extend to get a tower. And they did get it, but they paid. And Loda is the person that they're really looking to lean on. And he's going to have to go BKB, which I think is a great choice when you're up against a Tiny and also an Invoker, just because the Lincolns won't stay on for a split second in the
Radiant's
fight.
middle tower is
Yeah,
under attack.
but at the same time, if you go like first item BKB, knowing that you're against a Tiny, the game might go so long that by the time where Tiny gets really scary, your BKB is only for second, and you're facing this choice of Reba in the BKB.
Radiant's middle tower
I'm
is
not saying
under
that it's a
attack.
wrong choice. I think he has to go BKB here because he cannot fight anywhere else.
But
But it's more
not
like a...
Dire's
Yeah, it's not
bottom
ideal.
tower is under
The Linkers
attack.
wouldn't do anything either.
No.
I mean, it's only like Cold Snap and Shackle Shot, I guess.
Yeah.
So with the top tower gone, the Vanguard will now be up on Admirable Dog's Bristleback.
Dire's bottom
Smoke
tower
used.
has fallen.
And they are almost getting scouted out. I think the Centaur was visible by Trixie for a moment. He's up to 1.9k gold, so I really hope he picks up some
Midas?
even
No.
more mid-game items. He actually picked up a drums the same time Era did, so both of them have drums. And Era's only 400 gold away, or 300 and... Well, okay, it's changing all the time. Era,
Oh,
stop
damn
getting
it.
gold. 200 gold away from his Ags. S4, unfortunately for me, that Midas has not paid off whatsoever. The mech would have been huge in these team fights. And the Midas levels and farm, he gets it anyway. Staff of Wizardry, a 4 staff, how much is it really going to help you in a team fight?
Look at Alliance. They feel so scared right now that
Yeah,
they
they should
can't
be.
fight. They just don't want to be seen. They were like, well, if we can sneak this Roche, it'd be okay. But if they see us, we have to run away. We can't commit into a team fight.
And Hane, with those boots of travel, is so safe to split, push, because the ganking potential of Alliance is almost nil.
Dire's top
It's like
tower
only
is
you
under
need
attack.
S4 and potentially Ake to be there, or at least a 2 to 3 man combo to take anyone down. The amount of farm that Fnatic are currently getting in compared to Alliance is huge, and Alliance once again are going to have to either fake this
Dire's top
if they're going to
tower is
go
under
for
attack.
Roshan, which it looks like they are. This is incredibly risky, but this is the stage of the game they're at.
Dire's
It's
top
huge
tower
risk.
is
Trixie
under
is
Trixie
like-
will just mess this up. But unfortunately for Trixie, Shadow Dance is down, but they should be able to control them. And there comes
nice
a
shackle.
shackle. We'll hit 2.
And all this time, Hani wasn't there, but now he is.
Yeah.
And Era has the magic punching tree.
Oh, S4.
S4 is
Goodbye.
gone. Loda is trying to run away.
He should be able to
shackled
get
doesn't
away
latch,
from
but
here.
yeah, he just...
But this is, if Fnatic want it, this is their Roshan, but they are more than welcome to chase down Alliance, and there will be a buyback from S4. But Fnatic in full control of this game, Weapes.
Yeah, they are for sure. And I'm a bit surprised they didn't go in and actually take that Roche, because the Shadow Dance is up for Trixie again, and he can keep Alliance out if
Well,
they want to go and finish it off. But
Trixie will have Dart packed up
Oh.
now, so he, sorry, Shadow Dance, so he'll be able to put down some pressure. Sanity's Eclipse is there. Loader on the back end, going to be getting the worst of it from Trixie. Era needs some
Oh,
help.
EGM
If
gets
Era
stunned.
gets locked down, this isn't going to be great. There comes the Sanity's Eclipse. It almost picks up Notel, but doesn't do so. Admiral Bulldog should be able to finish off
Nice
Era, but
save.
Era gets saved by Notel. He will go back to base. Trixie is going to be able to Shadow Dance away just for a moment. They know where he is. Going to leap down to
Oh,
the low
so short.
ground. Doesn't make it all the way. His long jumping skills not so great, but the I would say shot putting skills there from EGM. Oh, sorry, Ake will be able to pick him up on the Enchantress, and Alliance are able to put down a really good team fight until S4 gets taken off. Admiral Bulldog doing so much damage. Notel will go down to him as well, and Admiral Bulldog can still chase Era, but he will get thrown onto EGM. Era will pick up 2
Oh, the
with that.
shackle!
There's a shackle onto Loader, and Ake unfortunately
slow.
is like, I've got 3 points into untouchable, but they touched him.
he did manage to get Era in the end.
Yeah.
Amazing save by Notel. A really nice team fight from Alliance considering what they had.
Yeah.
Like, Alliance have so much less going for them in these team fights. But able to kind of get, I'd say the big burst damage for them is really still coming from Ake and S4. So the fact that they were able to stay alive for so long and do the damage, credit to them. Picking up Era is good, but you're not really slowing Era down when you're not really slowing Fnatic down if you just pick up a kill onto a carry, because there's so many cores
Yep.
in Fnatic team. The Invoker, the Slark, and also Tiny are huge.
And it was all about No Tail saving her at just that last moment, because if that hadn't been the case, the fight would have been completely around. There was just one buyback from Trixie, I guess. But before that, OLD had bought back, S4 bought back. So it's pretty even in that regard. We were talking about how, like, it was the best that Alliance could get, but it's still too little. And it might be too late right now, because we were talking about Tiny. The late game is not in Alliance's favor. Loda is not getting much. He's just still 1,000 gold away from his BKB, which he will get absolutely for sure. But then after that, you're just a bug that cannot be damaged by spells, but the right click still hurt, everything still hurts. It's all, as you said, in the shoulders of S4 and Ake right now, trying to make the damage happen.
They're the damage dealers, but look how sad S4 is on the net.
Hey,
worth.
he has a Midas. Come
How
on.
many times have you seen a mid OD that did well? Like even against
did
two,
really well.
and of course he gets like huge amount of level advantage there as well against his opponents. He is currently sitting below Ake on the net worth, who's playing an Enchantress.
And
That's not normal. Oh, and we
Dyer's
have a
bottom
finished
tower
Cypher
is
Vice
under
now for
attack.
Hane. So this is not S4's game, and it's very rare that you see OD struggle because he wasn't ganked.
Yeah, and also he had two favorite lanes. When he was put against the Tiny Wisp, he was still getting whatever he wanted. I mean, maybe not as much. Maybe it was like 10 CS behind by the 5 to 7 minute mark, but it was not a big deal. On top, James?
Sorry. Loader.
Dropping another
Run,
sentry.
Loader.
No,
To
you
the
can't run.
trees.
So many sentries.
All the sentries. Yeah, this isn't going to get easier for Alliance. They have... Trixie just picked up EGM mid. They have something decent going with Bulldog. Just he is overly tanky, but he's not going to scale much more after the mech. Once he gets his mech, that's pretty much going to be his last item that he's going to be able to fight with. And when you have a sheep stick, throwing it on a bristleback is not a bad idea. Just because bristleback is often going to have to be positioned aggressively in the team fights to actually allow the rest of his team to fight. And if you sheep him up, the damage output that you can get on him afterwards is just huge. And as soon as you remove him, you have a clear path to S4 and also Ake.
I'm also pretty sure that Ship removes the bristleback passive.
Yeah, I think so.
So there goes your tank ability pretty much.
Yeah, and he has to be positioned aggressively. So Hane should be able to if he wrecks Admiral Bulldog in the next team fight, S4 and Ake will have no kind of chance, unfortunately.
Yep.
But we'll see. There is a 4 staff now on S4, so they might have some control themselves. Trixie picked up himself a BKB. Fly also heading towards his mech. We actually got no tail with the Vlads, by the way. I didn't see that a little bit earlier. But
I really like that. He will be where the Tiny is all the time.
Dyer's top tower
So that
has
Blast will
fallen.
benefit him 100% of the time. Here they go. Mid lane, they kind of miss.
oh, stun misses as well. Loader will get caught though by the pounce. They're going to chase Trixie just for a moment now. That's Shadow Dance used, and they will pick up no tail with the Sanity's
fight.
Eclipse. And once again, Alliance get a little bit too much for their levels. Nice shackle shot, but unfortunately the power shot will be on the back of Admiral Bulldog. Trixie BKB's up. She's going to have to run away. Loader's auto attack damage, almost enough to take him down. On the back end of it, EGM going to use ulti, but quickly picked up afterwards. S4 so hurt here, will be killed off by Hane, and a shackle comes in onto Ake. He'll be cleaned up in just a moment as well
Loader
when Era
is
gets here
desperately
with the
chasing.
sun. And Loader is like, I will kill you, Trixie. And he does. And he's happy about that. But a 4-for-1 exchange. But the funny thing is, it sounds bad, but it's one of the better exchanges Alliance I expected them to get.
No, but here's the thing, right? Like, if you're the rest of the team, you have to be pissed off at Loda because
Dyer's
even though
structures are
he had that
What
kill
would he
for
do
him.
if he stayed?
Well,
Like, there's no one.
It's like you feel that, oh, if you had been in the fight, maybe we could have gotten someone else and then maybe
Dyer's
chase
top
Trixie or
tower
something,
has
which might not be the
fallen.
case.
Dyer's top barracks
He
are under
literally
attack.
left his team alone
Dyer's
just to
top
get
barracks
loaded there.
has
And this
fallen.
is the power of Era. This is not
Dyer's
even
top
late game.
barracks
This is
has
26
fallen.
minutes into the game. And he's already destroying Raxis in less than 10 seconds. That crazy Tiny.
So I said it was a 4-for-1 exchange. I think it was 4-for-2. I'm pretty sure No-Tail died
Yeah,
in the
No-Tail
fight
bought
and
back.
brought back. Yeah. Hane obviously has the Aegis, which is going to be reclaimed in just less than a minute. So a 4-for-2 exchange. So that makes it sound better. That's,
okay.
That's pretty much as good as Alliance could get. But unfortunately,
wanna tell
losing the
you-
racks.
Yeah,
is bad.
exactly. That is 4-4-2 and a set of Raxis.
Yeah, but that's less rent to pay. Like every building you have in your base is a commonly upkeep,
fee.
and so you actually get more gold per second now with the new change.
Yeah.
For the less eco you have, it's very
I wish
Warcraft free.
you could destroy all the houses there
Yeah.
because it's like they're just there
Don't
for
need
show.
those buildings.
But then, unfortunately, if you destroy the houses, your little melee creeps, they just they're not as happy to fight for you, and you can actually sometimes they just randomly join the other team.
Okay, what if you feed them or something? Isn't that like Pokemon? No, not Pokemon. Like Tamagotchi. Do you remember those?
I don't remember.
It was like
Tamagotchi.
the
I
things,
remember
the little
those.
things that you
When
had
I'm
like a
younger,
pocket
so-
game, or you had a little animal
You
and you
had
had
to
to
feed
feed
them
them or
Oh,
hit
God.
them.
Died
I
so
remember that.
easily.
Yeah.
I never played it, but there were so many kids who were on that.
I have
I
a
say kids, but I
Tamagotchi.
think I was the same age as them at the time.
Yeah. Terrible thing.
It was like
They
just.
always die.
It was like almost like. It wasn't even graphics.
No,
was
no, it was like
It was-
pixels.
lines.
Yeah.
pixels, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Lines.
very, very cheap to make. Quite expensive for like the cheap it was. But it was the rage. Everyone has to say, hey, my Tamagotchi has survived for 2 weeks now. And it evolved or something like that. Like as it grew, it
Yeah.
became more and more complex. But then again, we're talking about a 64 by 64 pixel black and white screen. So I don't know how much you can evolve with that.
Not much.
Sad times before the internet. No, actually, the internet was there. But
I think this is the lowest net worth, by the way, I've seen EGM on.
yeah.
Yeah, he's usually the one that gets farm on the support.
And he was jungle. He had his own jungle, and he didn't need to really help Loda. Loda was doing great. I'm surprised he didn't get a lot of jungle.
Oh, he got a lot, but then again,
He died 5
it
times.
stopped. Like the first 10 minutes, he was pretty much at 2k, and then
And no more custom.
No
Dire's
more
middle
money for you.
tower is under attack.
no booger,
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
the booger Super Saiyan man.
Tricks. We got 2 mechs on the map now, which is a difference from last fight. Fly's picked up his, and also Admiral Bulldog on Bristleback has got his as well. We should see about a minute to 2 minutes. We're going to have Roshan respawn. They don't really need to go for it, as Ira has already picked up his Chrysalis and his Assault Cuirass.
Ouch.
And we have a Ghost Scepter as well on No-Tail. That could be good, but also could hurt him. Depends on the Sanity's Eclipse and when it gets used. Hane definitely has caught up in this game. He's level 18, which I believe is one of the highest levels yet.
He
He
is
is the
high
highest
level.
level now.
That was
Second
a good
highest
Midas.
numbers as well.
Great Midas pickup and also some of those kills. Crucial
Now
to his
Alliance
game.
wants to do a final stand outside the base, and this is clever. They don't want to fight inside the base because when against a tiny, if you lose a fight in your base, you lose the game. So they're forced to just try and make something happen, but they get spotted. So now they can't fight. And this to me, I just don't see how Alliance can turn a team fight in their favor, because again, they don't have any burst damage. All their damage is over time, and by that time, Tiny destroys you.
Yeah. They have a couple of buybacks though, one on Loader and one on S4, and they're going to pull
Oh, they pull
Hero
him to
away,
mid.
and they're actually just going to pull him into mid. They've done stuff like
Oh,
this
no
before,
tails.
where they've
Kind of
actually...
No tail, we'll remember you,
Yeah.
little ball.
Goodbye, no tail.
You had balls of steel.
Ghost
Oh.
Scepter. Send it to steps. Do it. Do it.
Aww.
Unfortunately for No-Tail, had he have had his creep wave there, he would have been able to get away, but it was a little bit late on their safe lane to get
Now
back.
he needs a 4-staff.
Yeah, we've actually seen Fnatic do this a couple of times, where they actually just pull people down to a lane and then bring the Tiny to another
lane,
lane
just to
and
push.
just get like 5-6 hits on the tower, which sometimes is enough to take it down pretty low on HP.
Arrow's got a DD now, and with the crit as well as his Helm of the
Oh, wow.
Dominator.
Alliance, if you get this Roche, that is so cheeky. It is being dinged out by No-Tail is the one, I believe, dinging it.
It just changes nothing to me.
You sound so depressed. It's like you've just broken up with a girlfriend and I've said to you, but I will give you the blowjobs that I know you love, and then you're just like sat there, lean back, arms crossed. It just changes nothing. It's gone past. It's too far gone. Admiral Bulldog taken out as well as Loader. Sorry, it was just I don't know why that came into my head, but it just changes nothing.
That was quite a story you had there.
I've had it a few times.
Yeah. Seems like something that happened before. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, yeah, you got an Aegis, and your 2 cores are dead.
Loda-
S4 can't really do
Loda
anything.
tried to
Loda
harass them outside
Oh,
of
he
the
doesn't
pit,
have
and he
buyback.
just got one shot at
Yeah.
Arrow crit him for
Dire's
1,200
middle
or
tower
something.
has
Yeah,
fallen.
the Aegis is totally doing things for this
Yeah.
team.
S4 is going
Right.
to come out and get like the massive sanity eclipse.
S4 is going to force staff him, juke away from Trixie's pounce, and then he's going to come in and destroy everybody.
No,
Has fallen.
Oh,
what? That was awkward.
Meatball. Admiral
Jesus,
Bulldog
that hurts.
doesn't
Fight
have mech.
S4, you got Aegis.
Oh, Trixie went.
Oh,
Follow Trixie.
where's Trixie going? Okay, Trixie.
Trixie's going ham.
Dire's
See
middle
the
tower
base.
is under attack.
Or EGM. Maybe it's actually a basher for Trixie if he hasn't picked it up.
It's in the base.
Loader's going to
Trixie
defend
cares
as well.
not.
Has fallen. Dire's
He
middle
won't be able to get out of
tower
here.
is under
Oh,
Oh, nice
nice.
time lapse.
Dire's bottom
That's going to be a
barracks
GG.
Now he has a basher. Now he can bash.
Dire's
No, he
bottom
doesn't bash.
barracks has fallen.
Bash, Trixie, bash! Yes!
The Bash Lord.
Real Bash Lord.
Yeah, so we're going to send Bruno back to a place where he can be on camera. But Wepaz, for you, the Alliance draft and how they played it?
Wait, what did he say?
I said, I know I'm trying to talk a lot because I'm trying to replace Andy permanently.
Yeah.
I hate him. But unfortunately, I'm really bad at this. But I was going to say Alliance and their draft and how they played it. What did or didn't you like?
Well, they played it out really well. I just feel that they didn't really react well enough to the rotations. Like, they rotated down the Tiny Wisp to bottom, yeah, and then they sent EGM down there to help. But Bulldog still got caught out, I believe, once or twice and got killed off. So they didn't really get anything out of when the rotations actually came from the side of Fnatic. So, like, Fnatic could actually just abuse the fact that they were free to do whatever they want, because Alliance probably thought that they had a bigger advantage than they actually did.
Yeah. I actually think support-wise for Alliance, they needed something a little bit more aggressive. I know like CM and Enchantress can be aggressive, but they weren't necessarily together a lot.
And they
If you
weren't
actually
really forcing it either.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you actually had Ake smoke and come mid with EGM at some point, you should be able to kill even the Tiny Wisp combo, or when they moved Hanny there, you should be able to lock that down. They needed to put a little bit more focus on S4 as opposed to Admiral Bulldog, which I felt, even though Bruno said he wasn't getting exactly what he wanted last hit-wise, I was like, well, won't really matter too much as long as a team, they're pretty strong mid to early game. So for me, focusing on the bottom lane wasn't necessarily awesome, but I can understand the thought process behind it. You really want to have that. Sorry, I'm just watching what you're doing now. You really want to have your mid-game items up.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a look at a recap now, apparently. Nicholas is telling me a
great.
recap.
Bam. Look at that. This is at the beginning where Honey was just getting destroyed in this bottom lane. And Bristleback got 3 kills in a row. This is going to be the first blood with the Quills. Right after that, there's going to be another kill on Honey. And this is the chase right now. I think Honey survives kind of a long time. And Bulldog is tanking tower for a long time. But again, he's this tanky Bristleback that cares about nothing. He just makes the tower attack something else. Another Quill, and this will be the killing spree for Bulldog. He even pops a salve in the meantime just to be able to get away safely. At this point, they just rotate Honey to the mid, but with the level 6 on Tiny, things start going more and more in Fnatic's favor. And that was the game-changing part of the game. When Fnatic No-Tail got level 6, then all the lanes started to die. Loda just couldn't run away from Trixie. Trixie, I think, is going to get a lot of kills here. Yeah, Loda just dies. S4 is in a weird position. He pops the ultimate, but it's not enough. A great Shaco keeps him in place. And now it's about chasing Ake. Chasing Ake, that sounds like a movie. No, I was chasing Amy. And Trixie with the celebratory dance, the Sunstrike, and the Hand of Midas for Honey. This is just a lot of errors on the top left part, which is really fun as well. But also Trixie, again, controlling the tempo of the game. And as if it wasn't enough, he just base dives people, goes into them, picks up a basher. It's going to kill Loda. He doesn't have the basher right now, but he's like, I'm gonna pick up my basher and kill you. Loda pops the last minute. We don't get to see the end of that fight. I don't understand.
Sorry, Bruno. But for me, S4 and EGM were key when it came to early team fights. Their positioning was crucial. When you play an OD and you have a Wisp Tiny that can relocate, you have to lock down the Tiny quickly.
Yep.
You just need to remove his damage output and his stun toss from the get-go. But the great thing was that Trixie was putting instant pressure on S4 in almost all the early team fights. So S4 almost had to kite away from the Tiny, which allowed Era to get a huge amount of damage out on the rest of the team. Of course, EGM can lock the Tiny in place, but it doesn't necessarily stop the stun combo. So, yeah, for me, after the 2 kills bottom that Alliance got, they should have taken EGM and Ake just into their jungle, leave Admiral Bulldog down there, focus on shutting down either Tiny Wisp mid or put some pressure on the top tier 1 tower. Because even with Admiral Bulldog not getting as much on like the 3rd kill on his lane, if they were able to push down that top tower before the Tiny got 6 and the Wisp, sorry, which is maybe more important, the Wisp getting 6, they would have had enough gold on Admiral Bulldog to join the fights later on. But they put too much focus down there, and when they did push that tower, as you saw, the first time they pushed it, they had S4 out of position. Era came in, picked up all the kills that he needed. Trixie did not go down. Loader was caught by a pounce under tower, and it just went bad from there on.
So, well, I mean, this is also a fact. Slark getting back into the metagame. The hero was removed, and people were saying that the new invisibility was weaker just because I think it lasts a little bit less than before. And also it has a much, much longer cooldown, which went from something like around 30 seconds to 85. But that hero is really, really strong just because when you think about it right now, the offlane, having something like a leap, a pounce, is an escape mechanism. It used to not be that much because you would be so close to the enemy tower that wouldn't get you away from anything. Right now, just a pounce can get you away from any situation. You will find farm. In Trace against the Weaver, we saw how annoying it was. The Weaver, of course, was still getting more farm because you're ranged, you have a Geminate attack, and Slark has to click you. But if you start trading against the Slark will always win in this 1v1 kind of race. So, and if he doesn't win, he can just windwalk away, and there's no gem or no sentries that will help you defeat him. So the bottom line is right now, I'm hoping to see more Slark, and if Fnatic goes for it again, I don't know. Alliance, the way they're drafting right now, it's not going to work for that hero.
Yeah, the way we've seen Slark play before, you remember?
Yeah.
TI free qualifiers.
Mid Slark.
It was played mid and it controlled the map. It was played differently here. If you see a Slark pick up and they put it off lane, fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was nice to help out Admiral Bulldog, but really, as I mentioned, after the first 2 kills, even the second kill was maybe a bit too much, locking down Hanny. Even after the first kill, it might have been a good idea to shut down the other 2 lanes. Because sure, Loader and S4 were getting farm, but it's not always enough just to get the farm. You need to take the win of a lane and really destroy it. And they didn't do that. So, unfortunate. And, yeah, that Slark could be pretty dangerous. But we're going to take a small break here. Just going to take a couple-minute break, do a commercial, because that's what we like doing. I really want to see these adverts. Haven't seen them for at least a week. Got the
sliding cube. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, some great adverts out there.
I have money here.
Bruno found money.
All the coins.
Yes.
And
You're rich, Bruno.
This is like $30 in Sweden.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty much.
Ta kanten då!
Ah shit vad soft. Nu är hon riktigt rökt alltså.
Va? Nej, var kom den ljudet därifrån? Säg hej till kanten.
Spännande.
Nu är det spännande. Nu ska vi se vad som kommer. Oh, nu kommer han där.
Monsieur, dame, doit vi kommit till rätt nummer 4.
Stenen hade ett syfte.
Låt mig presentera the sliding cube. Bon appétit. Monsieur, låt mig presentera the sliding cube.
Välkommen in till riktig mat.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I am Poker.
Join Ronaldo at Poker Stars. We are poker.
Cine-mi place sucărlanțo, hai landa landa la, cine-mi place sandala, hai la crema pe piață, cine-mi place sucărlanțo, hai landa landa la, cine-mi place sandala, 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 hai landa landa la, cine-mi place sandala.
Hello.
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 Hi, Bruno.
Yeah, how's it going?
I haven't seen you for ages.
Oh, should I say we're ready?
I've grown
Yeah, I
red.
told him we're ready.
Cool.
We're good to go. Yeah, so we're going to get in game number 2 in just a moment. I want to see Alliance pick something a little bit more aggressive, or at least play their supports a little bit more focused on the lanes that they should win, and not focus so much on the off lane. Or I can understand it, as I mentioned, but it didn't work out for him. And the Wisp Tiny won weapons.
Well, another thing as well, with what Alliance usually does, what you said, with like pushing the tier 1 top, what they usually do after that is they just abuse the fact that they can't actually get touched in their jungle anymore. So like that's when EGM gets a lot of farm. But since they didn't do that, EGM was forced to go to other lanes and like try and get ganks going, and nothing really happened. So
And Ake, even though it was untouchable.
I have a question for you, James, because you're like the master theory crafter of the house. We saw Slark. Will we see Huskar next?
that would be great.
You could see him mid.
Trixie Huskar jungle. I've seen it.
Huskar mid versus Odie. How good would that be?
Fine.
That's actually totally legit.
Yeah, it's fine. That will work out.
Perfect.
No problem.
I don't think Honey plays it though.
Doesn't matter. You just put Trixie there and put Honey.
Yeah, that's the thing. Put Trixie in there.
I totally see. I'm not lying. I totally see Huskar as a potential mid versus OD.
Yeah.
Personally, I thought Alliance could have even done an offensive try with Ake jungle. Like Ake enemy jungle and then bring EGM down.
With Loda or with...
with
Bulldog. Okay.
Because Loda wasn't going to have a problem getting a farm. And if you're able to win one of the outer lanes and get a tier 1 tower down, it opens up Loda's game.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets your whole team working together. And that's what Alliance needed. They needed the core of their team to start working together outside of Loda to control some of the lanes and some of the enemy heroes. And they weren't able to do so just because the tier 1 towers weren't dropping.
Well,
and the space that Fnatic had was huge.
Another thing as well with running an aggressive try, that means that Fnatic can't rotate their Wisp Tiny towards bottom lane. Like when Honey gets shut down, if they're playing against an aggressive try, they can't just swap it out because the Wisp Tiny is going to get shut down just as hard.
Yeah.
Compared to when they run against a solo Bristlebot.
Yeah. All right, Fnatic we're gonna go back into the bantam picks here. Game number 2 started best of 3. Winner gets $15,500.
Yes.
I was gonna reduce their prize money there quite substantially.
1,500.
Winner gets $1,500. Second place gets 7,800. Alliance winning this, losing the first match. But we go into the bantam picks, and we can actually see that Fnatic have picked up the Bristleback first pick. They removed again the Visage and Alk. I'm not sure if they removed them or it was
no, it was actually switched.
Alliance, yeah. And Alliance have just removed the Wisp and the Elder Titan. Nature's Prophet for Alliance. Bruno's just going to leave there. He's going to grab his chair. We only have 3 chairs in the studio. Because if we had more than 3 chairs, all the production would just come and sit in here.
Yeah.
So we only have 3 chairs. And here, come join me. I'll move up for you, Bruno, so you can be on camera. And then hopefully production are going to go in game.
Doesn't matter.
You just like to touch
sometime
us.
soon. There we go. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The Triforce is back together.
Alliance going to go for Nature's Prophet and Venomancer themselves.
Turn to pick.
Yeah.
So, Bulldog hero.
Venomancer's overly strong as a support these days.
Well,
in the laning phase, it's amazing.
It got quite a substantial nerf, and the big thing was the vision range on the wards.
Yeah,
it's not OP anymore. It's
they used to be 9 times 1,800. Now they're just
800.
800, yeah.
800. 800.
Yeah.
So not like the thing is that the big thing is that if you were in mid, you could put in your side of the cliff, and you would see their side of the cliff. So just by having a ward in there, it's like you could always shoot last hit or try to attack the guy that was on top.
5 seconds remaining.
That was really strong, and the same pretty much in all of the places. You could just drop a ward and deny the runes every single time just by walking a little bit into the rune as a support in a side lane. That changes a little bit about how the hero works, and I don't know. We'll see if it stops being that strong. But the fact that the change with the poison sting in the last patch was so big.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be less strong just because of the vision. Mainly because when you play a Venomancer, you kind of have 2 roles. One, you need to be strong in your lane, which is very easy to do, even though Gale doesn't do damage. The slow is just huge. The second thing, you need to be really strong in, well, I'd say 2 situations. In a team fight and also defending your towers. Of course, yeah, okay, you can push towers great as well. But the fact, okay, he's amazing overall. But the fact is like when you play with a Nature's Prophet, and you actually you got a team which is obviously mid game with Bristleback. Shut up, Bruno. I'm going to explain this brilliantly.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, no.
Fear is our main word.
Fear. Venomancer just looks a lot scarier these days. They changed his model. Fnatic are scared. Alliance are going to win. No, but like when you push into a team that has a Venomancer. His ultimate that you will surely get pretty soon is a Veno on the lane, because you always do pretty well with Veno on the lane. When you're playing against a Bristleback and a Slark that are diving, you are going to get hit by Poison Nova. As soon as you get hit by Poison Nova, your Nature's Prophet doesn't need to be in the fights to clean it up sometimes. So you have the potential that Alliance are going to be like, well, we're fine. We're going to win this fight. Because they're going to have to go aggressive with their lineup, Bristleback and Slark. They can't really out-farm us. we're going to win the fight, you know, and then Nature's Prophet will either get a tower, throw in his ulti, or he can just come in and make it 5v5 and clean you up. But yeah, I personally, for me, Venomance I've been playing in loads as a support in pub games, and it's such a huge difference in terms of what he can make in a team.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, that's what I wanted to say. Fuck you, Andy, if you're listening, by the way, for not being here. This is
He's
your
not
job.
listening. He's getting drunk at Taco Bell.
He was most excited. He was like, I can't wait to go back to America. Go to Taco Bell. It's like, what about your family? Oh yeah, they'll be there too. I haven't seen them for a year. That would be nice. But Taco Bell. Taco Bell's the shit.
I remember Sexy Bambo on TI2. He went like through heaven and earth to try and find the Taco Bell because he went to America only to do that. And at TI3,
well, you know that Trans is in America right now because
yeah,
he represents Twitch, and so he went to an In-N-Out Burger.
Oh.
And then he was like, In-N-Out Burger, we finally meet. Fucking tweeted it.
It's like,
I saw that.
You know you're going to be a fat bastard in the future, don't you? When you're excited about visiting fast food places in America. Like, seriously. Like, Trans, gonna have to get him down the gym.
Is there any fast food place in the gym?
Probably in America. Sorry, Americans, if you're watching. We don't have this conception of you. We just read about it on the internet and we believe everything that we read.
Yeah. But yeah, so... and then there was also, speaking of fast food and stuff, at TA3, Dendi, he stayed for a few more days after the tournament ended because he was doing some stuff for the documentary and just like having fun with the people from Valve. So the last day, the people from Valve were like, we can take you anywhere you want. Like, what do you want to eat? To eat, of course. Not anywhere, but just like...
I want
we
to
can
go
go
to the moon.
You want have lunch wherever you want. And let me tell you, Seattle has a really nice like food.
Well, there's also my
industry.
favorite steak place next to the office in Valve, El Gaucho.
El Gaucho, which is Argentinian steak. But he decided to, it's like, well, anywhere I want? Yes, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory is really good though.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's really bad.
It's
like the
saying,
the actual food you get is not great, but the fact that you could just get really good cheesecakes.
Yeah,
that's for me. It's fine.
But then you go somewhere else, and then you go to a Cheesecake Factory to pick up cheesecake or a Necrophos.
Fanatics.
Yeah, okay, maybe. When I went to America and LA,
like
I actually ate at the Cheesecake Factory like 3 times because it was very acceptable. I had like the pastas though.
Well, it's not Denny's. I mean, it's better. That's for sure. But then again, just like there was this amazing sushi place at Seattle that I went with some guys. It's like blows your mind.
Really?
Yeah. It was amazing. Like best sushi I've had in my life, by far. Also expensive, but
10 seconds
doesn't matter.
remaining.
It's like really good.
Do you know who else loves sushi?
Who else?
5 seconds remaining.
Ooh.
He is.
Do you know who else eats sushi? Slark.
Reserve time.
Exactly.
Yes. So Necrophos hence loves Slark.
Loves eating Slark. Right, so yeah, they picked heroes here, guys. Sorry.
Team Green.
Team Green. That was damn. I almost had that.
So close.
Webpass taking your job.
Jesus, Webpass.
Against Team Melee, man.
Against Team Melee.
Team Angry. Look how angry they look.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nick
Pointy.
Assassin looks angry, but he's kind of fidgety, like he's upset.
Well, it's Team Pointy, at least. Bristleback has bristles.
They are quite pointy.
They're all pointy.
Got the Slark kind of fins, I guess. What do you call those? You say they're fins?
Fins.
Ears.
Yeah. Fangs, fins, and fences.
Apparently, Fnatic have just picked up a duck as their 4th hero. How do you fancy the rubber ducky in this lineup?
Alliances turn to ban.
Well, it's very interesting. He clearly removes all the angry factor.
Yeah, it's really kind of the bonding of the team.
Yeah. I imagine Alliance going like, oh, look, a ducky, and they will start playing with the ducky.
And then all of a sudden, the ducky, like, you know, it's like that thing, like, what would you rather fight?
Yeah, like 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck.
That's actually, you can't see it, but that duck is actually horse-sized.
Oh, wow.
So let's hope Alliance.
100 duck-sized horses.
Yeah, let's hope that's probably what Alliance picked, and so they're going to be disappointed.
Alliances
Well,
turn
we need to pick some guy with a horse then. We're going to see Keeper of the Light.
Mid.
Ah, that'll be
Yes.
Mid Keeper of the Light.
Nice lineups from both teams in terms of we're going to see something a little bit different. Kunkka,
Fnatic's turn to
I would say a pretty solid pickup in terms of going mid.
In terms of
Well,
being
I'm just
a pirate, and there's a fish on the other side. It makes sense, I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, he's got one of those, like, kind of spears that he can, like, he has, doesn't he?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
Okay.
one of those.
Yeah.
Well, they're not called spears. They're called, what do you call them?
The what?
Harpoons.
Harpoons.
yeah.
Hey, what page you're on fire today? Look at you
On
with
the
your
roll.
Dota knowledge. He's got a harpoon, so that's pretty good.
Dota
He does have a
knowledge.
harpoon. He's on his back, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's a cosmetic you have to put on though.
I've got a harpoon on
I got it
Kunkka.
as well.
Yeah.
Need to kill
If you
those
don't play
fish.
with a harpoon, you will have a shit time versus Slark and Tidehunter. You need the harpoon.
You need a harpoon.
Anyway, there's 5 heroes for each team now, so that's
Wow.
thank God for that.
That's a very nice number.
I'd saying right now, calling it early,
10
Alliance win
seconds
this one and we go 1-1.
We go 1-1.
Yeah.
Why do we win? Like, who's going to be the
5
MVP?
seconds
What's
remaining.
going to change everything? And
Well, Admiral Bulldog is playing the Venomancer.
Obviously. EGM
He's
is
not
gonna
going to
play
swap
with
it.
no.
EGM got this amazing set.
Oh, Admiral Bulldog has, yeah, that's the thing.
No, EGM had it, but they
bought the
swapped
set,
it.
yeah. So they swapped. And now Admiral Bulldog can't die. or
I don't
else.
believe he swapped. Admiral Bulldog's Venomancer is the best.
Yeah.
They just swapped computers.
Yeah.
So he's sitting at EGM's account.
What's actually happened is Admiral Bulldog doesn't have the Nature's Prophet set, and so EGM let him wear it, but unfortunately
Show me
it
the
gets
harpoon.
changed back when you die.
Yeah.
So Admiral Bulldog's
can't
not allowed to die.
Look at Loda set.
Does
They
he have a
swapped as well
harpoon?
as
There's
for-
no harpoon.
No.
He
but
doesn't have a. He's a little bit
That's Loda
showy
set
off here.
because they
isn't he?
swapped it.
Press
What's
the.
this red thing
press-
here? Like, why does he
It's,
have
it's
like...
from the pipe.
Well, it looks like you have a laser pointer, like someone's going to snipe him.
That's a really
Yeah.
cool set. Whose set is that?
Loda set.
Is it Loda's?
Yeah.
Kunkka
Loda
set?
had it and then they swapped it out.
No,
Or
it's
no,
it's not
but
Loda's set.
it's not
Just
Loda's
like,
set.
Go
yeah,
to
it's,
the
it's the
thingy,
armament
go
of
to the scoreboard.
Leviathan or whatever.
Go to
It's
the
like a
scoreboard.
pipe set.
And
It's
right
amazing.
click S4.
Right click S4.
Or click, sorry.
Left click.
Inspect hero.
Inspect hero.
No, you do
Why doesn't
Yeah.
it show?
because it's not his items.
He's very
It's
Admiral
Loda's
looking, though.
items.
Oh,
And they
damn.
swapped it as well.
Oh, that's
Like they did with Bulldog.
Volvo,
and-
please fix.
Yeah. The Lions just swapping who has the better set for
Yeah,
the
pretty
heroes.
much. Pretty much.
Mindfuck says.
And
Actually,
Fly
it
got
was
the
not.
Arcana.
Actually, it was.
begins.
How do you like those little trees, like fungal trees?
They're amazing. Look at them.
They kind of remind me of, you know, World of Warcraft, the first expansion.
Yeah.
When it
The
came.
TBC, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TBC when it came to the second area where you had like lots of like weird fishy things to fight.
Mm.
It kind of reminds me of those. There was lots of tree fishy things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
why.
oh yeah, also
don't
like
fight.
Sangarmarsh.
Yeah, Zangarmarsh. or something.
Sangarmarsh,
I
there
think
were
it was
lots of
Zangarmarsh.
fungi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him run.
So
All
it's
right, lanes.
okay, yes.
Era going to be farming on Bristleback. Fly supporting on Lena. In the jungle is going to be Notel just pulling for the moment. So it is going to be just a defensive tri-lane versus Admiral Bulldog. He's accustomed to this though, so he'll be amazing. In mid, we're going to have Hani on his Invoker versus S4. He's just going to hit a Torrent. Not going to have a Tidebringer up for additional damage. And Hani... Like S4 would definitely get his last hits, but Hani will be able to stay in the lane almost indefinitely
if he
when
goes
he
for a
gets
couple
quads.
points in quads,
Yeah.
yeah.
But S4's happy. 6-2 right now. And on the safe lane, we're going to have no Trixie right now. He's decided not to turn up. He's just actually on his way down there now. He's actually bought a TP because he wasn't spawned in game. There wasn't a first blood.
Yeah.
And Ake and EGM will pick up the kill with Gel and also Ian Chant. So Loda.
Are they going to actually
be happy.
do this time? Just
Yeah.
push the lane super fast.
Dire's
Make
middle
sure.
Oh,
tower
Trixie,
is
you're
under
going to have to
attack.
pounce away,
Yeah,
my
it's
friend.
I don't think that was worth it. EGM took a lot of damage from that, so now that's a sub gone.
But this is what I felt Alliance should have done the first game. Even with their lineup, was put down some pressure on the tier 1 towers and open up the map a little bit. Because Loda's going to be fine to stay here if he gets a little bit of gold advantage over Trixie,
Trixie
and
might
XP. And Trixie, you're going to have to pounce again, and he will live. Poison Sting
Here
won't
comes the
run.
rotation and comes no tail, the stun on EGM.
It
But
won't
the
matter.
heals is going to be.
Yeah, and that's actually going to hurt Notel a little bit. Unless they are able to get Hani in place to pick up a kill. He does have a Forge Spirit as well as Cold Snap. Should be going for Ake. Okay.
Well, no communication. And Notel didn't have another stun, so...
Yeah. Maybe he wouldn't be able to get
Actually
it.
interrupted the clarity off of No-Tail, so he couldn't have the stun to stun up EGM once again. But yeah,
Good
if they
job,
can
Ake.
secure
MVP.
themselves this tower, they can just like pull the wave back and let Loda free farm, and he can control the lane himself, while EGM just sits in the jungle and keeps on farming up and gets the farm that he usually manages to secure on his support.
So I really hope Loda gets a mech. But I have a feeling he's going to go Hand of Midas.
Well, Midas on Necro is
It's good.
really good.
Yeah. But if you're going to be putting out some pressure, with this lineup, you need to fight as kind of like sometimes a 4v5. And sure, you've got Boat at level 6, which is going to mitigate a lot of damage. Torrent mid, not going to hit. That's where we're going to have to run away. You're going to fight like 4v5, and sure you have Admiral Bulldog to come in, but he's actually doing pretty well for himself, even though he's been forced away. A mech just allows that Nature's Prophet to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Wait. Let's go back. He's not doing well. He's 5-1 against the 19, 20 and 9 Bristleback. He was just forced out of the lane. That's not doing well.
He's doing fine, isn't
Yeah, but it was against the tri-lane.
Yeah, but the tri-lane's gone.
And Notel actually backed away mid. S4.
Whoops.
Sad as Kunker.
S4 not having the best of days today.
No.
Did you actually give him any additional ideas?
I think what happened was when I beat him in ranked matchmaking.
Oh, did you beat him in ranked matchmaking?
He went, yeah.
I want to hear that story, James, please. I haven't heard it.
He was in a 4-stack, and I was playing with Wagger, and we won. And I played Shadow Shaman. And I told Max, because that's what I call him, Koikfa, I was like, I died on my lane because I was an idiot, and I smoked. And then as for I smoked, I ran mid with my Shadow Shaman. And then Koikfa didn't know what to do, and I was like, Koikfa, chill the fuck out, I'm coming mid, because he was obviously having a hard time versus S4. He hadn't killed him previously for First Blood. and then I was like, Vortex, and he Vortexed, and then I was meant to get a shackle off, but I didn't, so he got stunned. But then I still got the shackle off and we killed him.
Roll, No-Tail getting the hit. S4, he's really tanky, but he's going to be okay. They're body blocking him now. No, he doesn't get the dodge. Apparently S4 is going to die again, and Hani, happy counter.
It's okay. He's creating space. Alliance just picked up the tier 1 tower. They don't care about the Bristleback. They're like Bristleback, not missing a last hit. Not a problem for us. We do not care. EGM gonna harass Trixie a little bit. And the funny thing is, even though sure it's going pretty bad for him with S4 mid, he can catch up just based off the rest of his team doing well.
Era, now he wants to fight.
Era, I'm not sure if this is a great idea.
I think this might work out fine because
they can still take the tower, and that's essentially what he's here to do. And if they take the tower, they win, and they're also more likely to get kills here. And if they get kills, they win. Notel looking for a stun on Loda, having to cancel it a few times. That's still not going to help him though. Oh, actually, it is now because Hane just turned up from the river. We'll be able to pick up a kill. The rest of Fnatic really, really low. Fly in Notel.
Gonna survive, but the trees are chasing.
Go trees. And they could get the tower, but they don't, and it's deniable.
Deny tower.
EGM gonna go down. Okay, that worked out really well for Fnatic. I lied, Bruno. Sorry, you were right. I was wrong.
No, you were right the first time, but then situation changed.
Yeah, it did. It did change. Yeah, Trixie can deny that tower, doesn't he?
Can't?
He can.
He can.
That was unfortunate for S4 as well, since he died and made he TP'd out to mid lane again to be able to farm, so he couldn't actually rotate over. And Hani came at the end of the fight, so his presence wasn't really that massive. But
it was good though, just like that no-tail cancelling stun a few times, and he ended up hitting it. S4 mid, going to be chased down. No-tail will hit the stun. Hani, cold snap on. We are going to have EGM here to put some counter pressure, but unfortunately that might not be enough. And wow, and he will be able to survive. He's not throwing a boat, and he doesn't. And he does hit the torrent though, and they will get a counter kill onto Hani. After S4 will go down, no-tail.
Nice stun, but nice body blocking as well.
Double stun. And he will be taken out by Ake. So a good exchange, and Alliance are going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, but now Trixie is the one that gets a little bit of space. And also, there's no point in the aura for Loda, I'm seeing.
No, just Sadist.
Sadist.
I mean, if you're going to be the guy getting all the last hits, Sadist pretty much is awesome. And versus a Slark who will eventually get level 6, it's Heartstopper's not going to be great. But you say, yeah, Trixie gets space, but at the same time, Trixie has been shut down on any terms of farm. He's got 7 last hits, so he's really hurting as an offlaner. Compare him to Admiral Bulldog, who currently is 17 or 18 and 5, and is on the team that have the first tower. He's happy.
The first
Trixie,
and the second.
Yeah.
Even though it was a D9.
Yeah, he's happy. And he's got phase boots for a little bit of extra damage in the team fights, which I think is a really, really nice decision. But we're going to see a Vanguard come up for Era.
To get Fly.
Is he? It's nighttime. Well. Fly doesn't have vision. There's no wards there. They have it on the high ground towards the tier 1 tower.
In comes rotation from.
Oh, wow. He's going to hit it with an X. Admiral Bulldog's going to come in. And the boat will hit. I'm surprised he didn't use that last fight, but it is now available for him. Admiral Bulldog going to have to run away. Will get away. Hanny going to drop a nice wall.
But look at those.
And Loader is chasing. No-Tail Spike Carapace is off cooldown. He can turn and stun. Will do so. But he probably is going to get picked up by EGM. And he will do so. So nicely done. And also Trixie mid gets hit by a torrent by S4. Loader coming back in. And there comes the Tidebringer to pick up Trixie. Era's going to be here with a Vanguard, so he's hugely tanky, and I believe that might have even been a buyback from one of the Fnatic teams to reinitiate.
I think they just spawned because they're
solo level.
Just gaming all over.
Good point, Webaz. Excellent point.
Honey decides to turn around on EGM, and now they want to fight. I'm not sure about this, Honey. Honey?
Just a centaur here.
Honey?
Yeah, and also Admiral Bulldog's going to come back in as well. Honey will go
EGM is not dead. It's not dead.
No-Tail might be able to get an exchange here, but he could go down before EGM does. Hanny is actually visible.
Well,
and will drop, but we'll take out No-Tail. So really nice exchanges for Alliance, I would say, in this situation. They kept Loader alive through the whole team fight. And
he died the first time.
And they kept Loader alive through most of the team fight. And he is going for his mech. Trixie still has absolutely nothing. Like, he has nothing going for him right now.
He is 2 seconds. No, not enough.
Like, that's like what they could have done the first game. Like, even you can see how big of a difference it is once you shut down that Slark. Like, he is somewhat useless. And that's why in TI3 qualifiers, they played in mid, and it was, I can't remember the name now.
It was Miguel.
Yeah,
AL. Absolutely.
AL, yeah. They played in mid. Oh, man. Commentary's hard, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Nah.
A lot of talking.
It just made out. I'm not even sure if it was Miguel. I just said Miguel convincing.
Yeah, it was. It was Miguel, and it was absolutely. You were correct. EGM is actually level 7 with no points in Poison Nova. He's like, fuck Poison Nova. James is wrong. I want really strong Plague Wards.
They do all the difference in the world, I'm telling you.
Oh, they're good. Levels looking good for Alliance. Across the board, just a little bit better, apart from, of course, No-Tail and Trixie going to be hurting a little bit. But Trixie is now level 6, so he could be a little bit more useful in team fights. That Shadow Dance could save him, but still the burst damage, if he gets take a little bit too much when he initiates, he might still be dropping.
We'll see what happens once No-Tail hits at level 6, because then with his potential to actually jump and gank, that extra burst damage can make a difference. When you have a Nyx and a Lina, you Vendetta, stun, alternate, and you can kill anything in the side of Alliance super fast, which is a problem that they had before, which was that team fight was drawn out for so long.
Okay. We're going to see a torrent combo onto Era, and that Vanguard is going to help him out a little bit, as he will be able to get away, but no, Admiral Bulldog will sprout him up and pick up the kill, and that was a smoke to get there. But S4's initiations with X marks the spot and torrent have been great, but no surprise, as you should always be able to hit that. EGM mid.
EGM is kind of alone, but even though they pop the cold snap on him, it just doesn't matter because there's so many wards, and those wards do a lot of damage.
Yeah, the fact that he can just sit there solo is pretty retarded. And if they had, as you mentioned, No-Tail level 6, he would probably be punished by now, but No-Tail is level 5. Tier 1 tower top going to go down in favor of Alliance in mid. We will see Fnatic try and make something happen. Misstun by No-Tail. Hanny will drop an ice wall, and they will pick up S4. There's a pounce. Trixie hits it on EGM. He'll be going down momentarily. No Poison Nova to kind of counter-initiate, but also the rest of Alliance weren't available to be there. So they get a tier 1 tower. They lose 2 mid. Hanny almost got his Midas. Not much on for Fly. No-Tail, not much for him.
Well,
and also Trixie, not
much.
Yeah. But this is where they need to get a couple of picks at least. But they're going to go for this tier 1, and they could defend this, I would say, Alliance. They just need to bring back, make sure they get S4 back as well as... Do they have a Poison Nova yet? No. Still no Poison Nova.
Loda doesn't have a TP though, so he has to run there.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, but he's
Poor
going to come
Loda.
from the jungle if he comes. But
He might have a full mech now. No, close.
No.
Yeah,
Just
he's very close though.
Just 200 gold away. They didn't get that mid tower though, and Fnatic now, they go back to base, they lick their wounds, and they have to live to fight again. Because if they don't live to fight again, then the other guys win.
It's very hard to play Invoker in this situation when you're put under a lot of pressure and you're low levels and you don't have everything you need to kind of take the team fights. But he has just finished his Midas, so as long as they can kind of force Alliance away, if they get a good exchange here with No-Tells Initiate, as you use Vendetta, this could be Fnatic's way in to start controlling the map again. If they don't get this, it might just be a little bit snowball. And No-Tell comes out of Vendetta and completely whiffs his stun. He is going to be able to spike Carapace up. But in comes the boat, and No-Tell, you are gone. Loda will pick up the kill. And Trixie will jump in onto S4. The tower's still here, but Ake and all the, let's call them Trents. Yeah, they are called Trents. Are just tanking the tower. Tower will go down, and Hani, that's why he's going to have a bad time. Just a Midas on him. Loda almost goes down, but will be able to heal himself back up after Fly used his Laguna's blade. Trixie still putting a good amount of pressure, and the mech comes in to save S4 in the last moment. Fnatic lose 3 and their tower. Fly is like, I'm trying to run away, but EGM's got other plans for him. Torrent, he will dodge it, and EGM should be able to pick this up all by himself.
No.
Yep, there it is.
Oh.
No-Tell, you're probably not even going to get this kill. Poor No-Tell.
No, Tay.
Okay, this has gone from bad to worse.
This is
I
getting
told you
really
it was
out of hand.
1-1. Called it. I can't explain how I know these things. That's the only problem. I'd be a really good commentator if I understood why. I just have a feeling.
I know who would be the best person to cast with you. Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant. Yeah. I have a feeling. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of the talking because whenever we actually don't have a proper play-by-play commentator here, I always like feel obliged to try my hardest to make it okay for the other 2 people sat next to me. But I'm just gonna stop talking.
We're just
now.
drinking.
You are actually just got a drink. It looks like ginger ale, but it's, I don't
no,
think
it's
it
Guaraná.
is. Okay, I don't
It's
know
actually
what that is.
very famous in Brazil, not so much in Europe. It's pretty amazing.
Poison Nova use, looking to try and get a kill onto Loda
nice
here. They're trying to burst him down. In comes the mech. Loda won't have enough for another Death Pulse, so he's going to have to back off. Hani will drop though. Loda will go down second. They also lost S4, so Fnatic done quite well here. Nice stun onto Ake, and Fly, though, for his troubles, will get picked up. And Fnatic take a pretty good exchange. But Admiral Bulldog is like, fuck it, I'm going to hit creeps.
And I have a Midas to prove it. But yeah, 4v2 is a very good exchange for Fnatic. The only problem they had is that Era is dying right now. So this is not like last game. Fnatic, last game they had a very foolproof late game with that Tiny and Wisp. If things went long, they were going to win. This time, if you look at their lineup, Slark, not the best of late game heroes. Same with Bristleback, same with Invoker. Of course, the 2 supports are not going to be of much relevance.
The thing is, Slark's actually your main damage dealer and kind of disruptor of the fights, if you want to call him that. But the way we've seen Slark work in these situations where you rely on Slark is he gets farm mid and he gets like a BKB. He even gets like a Shadow Blade sometimes, but you know, BKB Basher would certainly be plenty in this game, or drums if you're able to want to go a little bit earlier items. And he's able to actually just kind of force the initial kill in the team fights in his favor. When he's been put on an off lane and shut down by Alliance awesomely, he's not going to have a good time. Fly, also not one having a good time. Will hit a nice stun onto S4, but there comes another Tidebringer hit. And EGM will be there for the assist as S4 picks up a kill on top lane. Era going to get stuck in a trap. And he's just going to have to leg it.
This is actually really smart from Alliance.
To kill heroes?
Yes. But also the fact that they went Necrolite after the Bristleback. Bristleback is this kind of hero that's going to mow you down little by little. And Necrolite is this hero that's going to keep you up little by little. So essentially, you're countering all the damage the Bristleback does and also dealing damage to him just by virtue of being there. The aura is going to be hitting you, the death pulses are going to be hitting you, and because you're going to kill creeps at the same time, your stability will be huge. Every time you see Era jumping on Loda, he gets him low, the Loda pops death pulse, pops mech, and it seems that Bristleback runs out of steam. So smart play here. This is just not a random Necrolite, or this is not a strat that's based around Necrolite in itself, but it's a counter, a specific counter to go in Bristleback, and it's been working great to me.
It's also the Kunkka. Getting the boat buff up is like you just get even more sustain in the fights. So they don't have enough burst to actually burst them.
I think the ghost ship is on its not on its way. It's just going to hit a torrent onto Fly, and Alliance looking to slowly whittle away at this tower. Hani going to be one of the bigger defenses. Ghost ship comes in, hits on Era. Trixie will pounce. He does have 15 one charges. Goes on to S4, holds him in place. There will be a stun by Nota, I believe, and S4 will get picked up by the Laguna Blade, or almost, as Hani will pick up the last hit. So they do take down S4. Tower drops to about 50% life. Poison Nova has been used as well. And they can still whittle away at this just because of Loda's ability to stay here, and it will be a Reaper Scythe to pick up Era. So a 1-for-1 exchange, and Alliance are still comfortable in this situation despite losing S4 early. Because these fucking Plague Wars.
Look at how messy the team fights are. If you see the Plague Wars, you see the Forge Spirits, the Treants, the Aki Crypts as well. It's just so hard to move around as well. And Era finds himself being trapped.
Oh, there is a sentry down Notel. Oh, he would actually hold Ake in place. That would be a kill. And he'll drop. Nicely done. Loda? Almost overextending, I felt, but will actually get away with it. His mech was off cooldown, so he was able to pick himself up and did manage to get the kill. So another exchange. Ake for Notel. And again, Alliance still feel pretty comfortable with Loda playing the kind of carry. And he's going to have his Ags in about 70 gold. So they will lose one of their racks, potentially losing another one if they can't clear
I don't think
the
they
trends. But yeah, they're like focusing down the Plague Wards. They kill these fucking wards.
They're annoying, man.
Yeah, man. EGM, he's going to pick up a Veil. Good item.
Yeah, in Venomancer, even better than in Acceptor sometimes.
It often is, especially when you're not expecting to have your level 16 before you want to finish the game. Having a Veil on like Sand King or Veno actually does a lot more damage. And you have to consider the damage across the board as well. You're going to add additional damage to like the Ghost Ship, magical damage. If that hits and it's 500 damage, you add a Veil on top of that. Painful. Very painful.
I really, really want to see Warlock coming back into the metagame now that we have Veno. The combination of Fatal Bonds and Poison Nova is so big. It really can decimate any single team. And the Rock helps pushing as well. It's not a bad pick. Just people are saying that it's so reliant in his ultimate. It just doesn't do much.
Notel.
But
he's looking for Mr. Bulldog. Hits a stun onto Ake. I'm not sure why he didn't go straight for Bulldog, but wants to pick up Ake to stop the heal. And they will get the guaranteed kill. Admiral Bulldog going to eat a Laguna's Blade. Era will be chasing him. Trixie going on to EGM. Ghost Ship comes in, misses everybody. And Fnatic get a decent start off to this fight.
Tanky, yes.
Yeah, he is tanky with that Ghost Ship.
And now
Trixie going to pick up EGM potentially. Nope, won't pick him up with the Dark Pact at the end. And Admiral Bulldog, I believe that was a buyback. Yep, and he'll be back into the fight, and they're cleaning up this melee rack. So decent initiation from Fnatic, but a little bit far behind. Last chance fight didn't go their way, and we'll GG out, and we're going to a 1-1 score. And now we're turned. Just stay here, it's fine. Yeah. We don't need the other side. And now we turn to Wepaz, who will break down minute by minute exactly what advantages each team had and by what percent. So really minute 1.
Minute 1?
Yeah.
Didn't Alliance kill a tower then? Or almost?
No, there was a first blood. Bottom lane.
I think I missed that.
Killed Trixie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, minute 2.
Minute 2. I don't know what happened.
That was the tower.
2. Was it? Was that like minute 3 or minute 4?
Have you been watching the same game, Weapons?
I thought it was
minute 3
4.
was the kill on Trixie under the tier 2 tower. Minute 4 was the tier 2 tower defense by Fnatic. Minute 5 was when Hani came in and rotated.
Got, like a really weird concept of it. Like, what? How do you say? Like
but my minute 1 starts at minute 2.
Yeah, like.
Because I'm just fashionably late on time.
But you're British. You can't be late.
Yeah, true.
It's like a racial thing.
Don't be racist. Well, we can take a look at the recap to see if we were wrong, which we most likely were. What minute's this? I can't read it. It's too far away. Oh, this is the mid-fight when they killed S4. I was getting to that.
Yeah, let's all observe this team fight in silence.
And here, you're going to die, Fly.
Look at that AoE finger of death.
I wish he used that
Boom
boat
goes.
on the previous fight, though. I think that could have been a huge turnaround for Alliance, but it didn't really matter. And S4, he's like, look at me cleave. And Loader actually just runs past the ice wall. It's like, it's very refreshing. And we'll go. EGM will pick up the kill on No-Tail after the stun onto Loader. And then I believe back into the main set of the team fight, we're going to see S4 pick up a kill with a cleave on Trixie, on the Tidebringer, as he goes in Viz. And Era will be going down shortly. No, does he die? No, Era, you going to die? I'm pretty sure he dies.
Yeah, but this is the part where EGM just doesn't die at all.
Oh yeah, this is the fight.
Yeah, this is where Hani comes in. It's like,
now I'm going to man fight you, EGM, for whatever reason. And I'm going to let, while I man fight you, that center to walk around. I'm like, now I can't run away.
and now I'm going to go in Viz and be really clever. And he goes in
EGM's
Viz.
like, oh, I have 15 magic charge, so it's fine.
No-Tail
They
drop.
kill No-Tail, and EGM's like, la 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 la.
EGM would die though.
Yeah.
And he's like, worth it.
But at what cost?
Red card. Okay, here it is. I just made that bit up. But when he saw No-Tail die, he died.
Now he dies. Now he's gonna die.
Or doesn't.
Or no, Trixie
Trixie
does,
is
Trixie
like-
does the Trixie thing.
Trixie's like, it's okay, I've got Wand and Stout Shield, I could totally tank this. He's like, ah.
Oh, I couldn't. Damn. And now it's like, why is people punching me? Oh, it's enough.
I'm gonna join the game.
I'm gonna join.
Yeah. Should we just go into straight
Just
next
double
match, or
click
we got to do a
join channel.
commercial?
Double-
No, I had to let him in first.
But you can, if you double click, you get into the second
No, I
position.
think they've changed it.
They changed that?
Yeah, I
Still
started
trying to
it
tell
the
me what
other
to do
day.
with my life, Bruno.
I do that all the time, don't I?
I don't want to be a double. Yeah, you do. And you're awful at Axe.
Yes.
We played, what was it called? Wrath Night?
Right.
I got you angry that game.
Well, the funny thing is that you played Axe.
But I was playing Axe, and Andy was like, give me Battle Hunger, and you were, give me Battle Hunger. No, Bruno, why did you die? Because I don't have Battle Hunger.
Yeah, but you
myself.
should never give Andy Battle Hunger. Like, I didn't ask for that. What was I playing?
You were playing
Legion
something.
Commander.
I was playing.
Yeah, Legion Commander, and you were like, give me Battle
Oh,
Hunger.
yeah. But we can share because I was the rotator.
Yeah,
if
but
you just me and you, it would have been
Shadowfield
fine.
would come to me and be like, give me Battle Hunger.
Never listen to Andy.
I
He's
just
awful.
wanted to be a team player, man.
And then when I played Axe.
Yeah.
We
You
were
didn't
legit.
give Battle Hunger to anyone in the team.
Yeah.
No,
You were
to
just
me,
real.
Sometimes, to win games, you have to take the best player you've got and be more selfish with it. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I was giving you Battle Hunger.
Oh, look at this replay. It's boring. Sorry, that's what production said. It's just that's the boring part. But I'm sure people, you know, who aren't goldfish were very aware of how the tournament went. The map went down.
The whole tournament.
The whole tournament. This is the whole tournament.
Especially the first.
That map
rounds
summed up the whole tournament to me.
with Sigma
It
France.
had
and
everything.
Sigma International.
Oh, who came third in this in Fragbite Masters? Was it Power Rangers or
us.
Warmaker? Us. We came
Yes,
third.
we came third.
Amazing.
Great.
How much money did we get for third place?
I think it was
I
like.
don't know actually.
No, it was a good amount. It was like 4K, something around that.
Or 3.5. Some.
3.1.
Yeah, that's.
I get 1,100. You guys can split the last
2,000.
2 grand.
Cool.
I'm
But
down
it's
for
like
Because
the,
as the captain.
yeah, it's like the 10% tax.
Yeah, it's good. Say no to drugs, says EGM.
No.
Are we going to a commercial break now? What do we do?
Yeah.
Oh, commercial break.
Hmm.
Commercial.
Ta tanten då!
Ah, shit vad soft. Nu är hon riktigt rökt alltså.
Vad med?
Var kom den ljudet därifrån?
Säg hej till tanten.
Nu är det spännande. Nu ska vi se vad som kommer. Oh, nu kommer han där.
Messieurs, dames de Vicommis Tirette Numerfura.
Stenen hade ett syfte.
Låt mig presentera The Sliding Cube. Bon appétit. Monsieur, låt mig presentera The Sliding Cube.
Välkommen in till Riktig Mat.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I am Boca.
Join Ronaldo at PokerStars. We are poker.
I get up and nothing gets me down. You got it tough, I seen the toughest soul around. And I know, baby, just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches to get to what's real. Why can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst that you see. I can't you see what I mean? I might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. How old are you? Who said that, baby? How you feel? You say you don't know, you won't know until you begin. I can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst that you see. I can't you see what I mean? I might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. I might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump.
Welcome back to Fragbite Masters. We're at the grand finals and final game of Alliance versus Fnatic. And sometimes our sponsors, not our sponsors, but the people who run the tournament ask us to promote their, who's running the tournament. And of course, we're always up for a challenge because we know how to represent sponsors in esports and make sure it's cool and do that. But Bruno, I can't concentrate on promoting sponsors. Why? What are you doing? You're on your phone.
I'm actually playing with the PokerStars app.
Oh my God, PokerStars have an app?
I'm actually, yes, and you can play in your online phone or online phone, mobile phone also. And I'm actually playing Ronaldo right now, and he's a chump. I'm making so much money
What a
out
fish.
of that guy.
He's a slark.
Yes.
And you're, of course,
Look at that.
You know, oh my God. Jesus Christ. I mean, you just bluffed him out with a 2-7. Nicely done, sir. And with all that money we've won on our PokerStars app, we should go down to McDonald's. They also have an app, and we can find the closest McDonald's near us.
Let me go and check.
Brilliant. Well, while you do that, Bruno, we're going game.
I don't understand Swedish. Please, Webber, read this to me.
Oh my God!
Is it close? Is it close from here?
It is actually.
Well,
it is.
Luckily, you don't even need to use your 3G because we have Wi-Fi here because we're using Comhem internet.
Really?
Yeah, and so
That's
we're
why it
going to
was
be
so
able
fast.
to. That's why it was so reliable to play on PokerStars. And of course, we don't need to buy anything from QVAD because we're at the office. And this is our last day here. And we're going to loot the shit out of this place. And of course, sorry about that. That was completely random. That didn't happen until we're going to go into the game now. But completely worth mentioning.
Absolutely.
Just
playing.
It's a better life for all of us here at Fragbite Masters.
What a competition.
Hope it comes back for season 2.
Can't wait. Alliance and Fnatic. This is the best of one.
I just can't believe we did that. The funny thing is, they said, literally, Nicholas comes in and he's like, hey, Joachim, the Fragbite Master admin, wants you to be playing on your phone and then to be interrupted and to say that you're playing on the PokerStars app. And we're like, some people don't get how to represent sponsors in esports. And so we were just like, we should just fucking do it. Like, we should just do it to see how stupid it will be. And then Bruno was like, how are we doing it? I was like, I'll just introduce it. You'll know where to go from it.
Yep.
So there you go. A bit of sponsor rep and some improv there on the show. I feel dirty, but I'm also quite happy to be stupid because these guys have given a lot to get this tournament running.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been a good tournament in terms of prize money, in terms of turnout, in terms of new storylines, in terms of new teams. It's been great, and we've got a great grand finals with Alliance versus Fnatic. So I am happy to be here. And this is going to be our last tournament, actually, at the Good Studio ever. Until next year.
We're disbanding.
And so after this, we're actually going to be on Christmas break.
Yeah, where are we going?
We're going to England
Don't let
next
Sumner
week.
know.
Don't let Sumner know. Because we need someone to stay at home to look after the kittens. So we're not inviting him. And then we're going to England for a bit of a holiday. And then... Shut up, Bruno. You can't stop laughing. It's infectious. Someone turn Bruno off. Start playing PokerStars again. Lose some money. That will shut you the fuck up.
My stomach hurts.
That really does.
Bruno, look at these heroes. Let me tell you what Mystic James is feeling about who's going to win. Actually, interestingly enough, this is currently Fnatic's game.
Yeah, I mean, it's Valve's game. They created
it?
Yeah.
I heard it was just a clone of...
No. That's Defense of the Ancients with an E. It's in China.
Defense of the Ancients with an E. Where does the E fit in there? Apart from on defense, because that's too obvious.
It's Ancients. It's like a trademark. Ancients, yeah. I don't know, I'm crying.
I'm just upset about the Wraith King. I can't understand how Blizzard would be like, yo, whoa. A skeleton who's a king? We fucking trademarked that shit ages ago. You not played Diablo? There's loads of...
It's like, can we have a skeleton that's not a king? No, you may not. Can we have a king that's not a skeleton? Yeah, that's fine. Let's make him green.
And poor Valve had to be like, okay, we'll work around this one.
Yeah, and then you get like the
I think
community outrage.
I think like Blizzard have a whole new department where they just have people now based off that one contract where Valve were like trying to be as nice as possible for like all the work that Blizzard didn't do, and then there's a department in Blizzard where they just think of things that they can mess up. It's like it's a full-time job. There's like 10 people. It's like They're going to be going through every hero. They spend about a week on each. So
let's trademark left-handed
at
heroes.
least, at least you can't complain that Valve aren't evolving the game though. So they keep it interesting.
Like they're creating hero redesigns here and there. But most interestingly, I honestly think that it's all about, well, of course, Hero of the Storm is coming, and they're like, well, I think Leoric, the Skeleton King, will be a good hero there. And before the Hero of the Storm came, they didn't think of that, and now it's like...
And also, there's a lot of nice work out there for the voice actors, for the Valve side of things, because they have to redo a lot of stuff.
At the same time, sometimes it doesn't work so well, and they're aware, so they... when I talk to them, like, we try not to redo voice work, like, for specific lines or anything, because I think the biggest culprit is Puck, where he has like the lines are part being recorded like 2 years ago and part being recorded 1 year, and the ones that new are actually kind of sounding very raspy voice. I don't know. It's like the they say it's not the voice actress' fault, but rather that they changed software and they couldn't reproduce the same sound. So it's always kind of like an inconvenience.
I liked the only line I liked. Was it the new one from Wind Ranger where she's like, "Now I have a dagger and a bow."
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's a ranger now as opposed to runner. I don't even know what that means. All right, so Alliance, they've got 4 heroes here. Wepaz, you're going to take this, save the draft.
How can I do that?
Just try.
Just give it a shot. Have a stab in the dark,
well,
which is what you'll be getting if you fuck it up. What?
Alliance got some really nice push potential. We've seen them run Pugna safe lane farming, which most teams have been starting to run more and more since they're on the DK mid.
Fnatic, pick a Storm Spirit and win.
Yeah, Storm Spirit would be really good. The only lockdown they actually have is the Dragon Knight, and he can get some easy kill off some Pugna as well as Venomancer. And then you have the follow-up as well from like having the Alchemist.
Pugna, you said that the Spanish way. Pugna.
Well, Pugna.
Pugna.
That's what I say, yeah.
Like every time I pronounce a hero's name, I say it differently. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Can't
it's like my Venomancer with a B.
It's alright, Wepaz. It's not like you're on a stream to thousands.
No.
No one will notice.
People
will
not pay attention to that. But yeah, let's speak for Fnatic. Mid hero could potentially be a Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I think Storm would be nice.
Good, yeah.
You need a good initiation to kind of work well with the Alchemist. And Alliance, if you let them set up in any team fight with Veno wards and Pugna Never ward, you're fucked.
Timbersaw against DK is pretty annoying.
Timbersaw versus Pugna is not great either.
Well, they're going to run Alchemist mid then, I guess. And Timbersaw, Trixie's going to play Timbersaw, and then they're going to have farming Bristleback again.
Alchemist would be a good call.
Yeah, running against the Dragon Knight as well. As soon as you get like level 2 Acid Spray, you're going to push him out of lane fairly easy. And you're not going to be able... You're going to stop him from pushing the tier 1 mid with his first level 6 as well.
The actual question is, how do you stop that Pugna from pushing and being super aggressive once you start getting maybe even the Elder Tara in the same lane?
Well, if you have the Timbersaw up there, like Timbersaw in the off lane, if you can get levels against the Pugna, then you have the Chakram to be able to spam down the wave and pull it away as well. Even though like every time he goes in, he's still going to get blast damage down on the tower, he's still going to be able to like keep it alive longer.
I wonder if Alliance are going to go for something jungly here, like the Enchantress again?
Well, the Enchantress is in Fnatic.
Oh, whoa. When did that happen?
Well, this is kind of like counterproductive if you want to push fast.
I felt they needed something like a reliable stun to lock down the Timber or some of the frontline heroes like Alchemist. Lich, big on the ultis, of course. Great in terms of helping a lane out with XP, denying it from the enemy as well as... but I just don't feel the kill potential is that big when it comes... Like when you play versus an Alchemist and a Timber, the big factor is locking somebody in place. Maybe they don't want to consider that just because you throw in a Bristleback into that equation, and even if you lock Trixie or Hanny down, chances are you ignore the Bristleback, he's going to do more harm.
Yeah.
Or just have an extended period of time where he's just going to mess you up, and Era playing him means he's going to be the carry. But I don't really get the Lich pick apart from just making the lanes go a little bit more in your favor. But maybe that's enough for them. Maybe the Pugna's enough just for the push as well.
Maybe they just do armor on DK and then he has 1,000,000 armor and kind of counters the Acid Spray.
Yeah, it's not. You're not really fighting against a heavy armor like lineup. More of getting a mech.
How'd you like that Fly's cape? It's very pompous.
Yeah, it is. It's really showing off here. trying to outshine his team. We
I
haven't
think
spoke
someone
about
will
him that
trip
much.
on that. It's like the incredible escape.
Yeah, I can see that. Weapons, take us through. Who's playing what?
Well, on the side of Fnatic, we got, of course, Fly on that Rubik. Era picked up the Bristleback. No-Tail playing on the Enchantress. Trixie is actually going to play the Alchemist, so offlane Alchemist. And then Hani's picking up the Timbersaw. And on the side of Alliance, we got S4 playing the Dragon Knight, moving towards mid. Admiral Bulldog playing the other Titan, working his way towards bottom. Ake is going to come there and deny some creeps on the Lich. EGM playing the Venomancer once again, and that leaves, of course, Loda in the top lane on the Pugna.
Alrighty. Yeah, so that Alchemist on offlane, pretty troublesome for Trixie until he gets level 6. Once you get Chemical Rage up and you play against the Veno and a Lich, without a reliable kind of lockdown and a decent amount of damage on you, you can regen through the damage, but still don't think that would happen. Gel's maybe a little bit too powerful as well as the Lich. Frostblast slow, but actually Ake is just going to be staying on this offlane. So we're going to have a 2-1-2.
Yep.
And Admiral Bulldog's going to get some help down here, which could be problems for Fly. I wouldn't necessarily say for Era, but in terms of the XP that Era's going to get, that will be slightly problematic. In middle, we're going to see a smoke from No-Tail. Looks like he might just be using that to get to the enemy jungle without being seen through the ward.
He can still just dominate a creep and come back and still have the smoke. But no, he decides just to
set a torment.
Yeah. So he's going to decide and farm there. Trixie is going to just farm with acid spray level 1.
Yeah, you need something to, I wouldn't say control the push, but at least guarantee you're going to get some creeps low and be able to pick up a kill with the minus armor on some of the creeps. But yeah, acid spray and also unstable concoction, most likely just to save him. So we'll have to see how this works. And he's actually just nicely going to pull his own creep wave into the heavy camp, and then he'll be able to pick up some of the diatide creeps near the tower.
The diatide creeps?
Diatide creeps. I don't know why I said diatide.
Give diatide.
I would say it's late, but I woke up really...
You woke up so late that it's not even like late.
I don't even know what time of day it is anymore. Like, I sleep like twice a day and then just play Dota.
It's so dark anyways.
It is dark,
it's dark and grim.
You wake up when it's dark outside, you go to bed when it's dark outside.
No-Tail behind the tier 1 tower. Has got himself a troll.
Oh, the damage.
He's dead.
No-Tail.
Oh, I didn't say who was going to win based off lineups.
Did you say Fnatic? It was Fnatic's game.
Yeah, I said Fnatic are going to win based off lineups.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What do?
Admiral Bulldog, why are you on a hill?
Oh, the deny as well.
I need to deny the haste. It's okay.
As
long as it's not a Pyrian Flax moment. Yeah, he got gelled up.
Yeah, where he got stuck for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. As long as Admiral Bulldog doesn't have a Pyrian Flax here. And
well, they have a walking courier because it's not 3 minutes into the game yet. So if someone was to just stay there,
come on, Fly, go around. Pick up the courier, Fly.
Or EGM might be in trouble.
EGM might be in trouble.
Oh,
well,
wow,
nice deny.
No,
the clapper.
Miss.
Tomato, please. Punch him.
He's still faster. He can just punch him.
Yeah.
Don't punch him. Run past him and clap.
Tomato is taking his sweet time at that.
Oh, clap.
Let's clap.
Oh, no, just give up now.
It. Damn.
He's sad. They were able to get the... Oh, it was a flying courier. No, he must have got it before.
No. He got it before.
Yeah, so he picks it off the low ground.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You still can do that.
Well, in terms of last hits, Timber, Hani, doing great mid. S4 currently 12-1 against Hani's 19-5. Era as well, farming pretty well.
Rubik killed Admiral Bulldog.
Rubik killed Admiral Bulldog. That's good for him.
Don't worry, I missed it as well.
We're rubbish at this, Wepes. Wepes, you need to stop listening to what I'm saying and just focus. Like pretend you're an observer who's not a commentator, and then we'll talk to you when you have something to say.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at the end of the match.
Because the thing is, we're two on the actual screen that's not being shown.
Yeah. We're sharing.
We're sharing. Caring is sharing. Or no, sharing is caring. Or
caring is also sharing.
Yeah.
It works. Trixie going to get harassed down. She's going to take a girl top lane. No-Tail's here. Loda will be able to come in. I guess No-Tail was going to want to back off. EGM just going to take a little bit of harass. Double damage for Hani mid. We'll be able to pick it up after his last bottle charge. He'll be happy with that. S4 does have 3 charges on his bottle. And Era still doing pretty well on this bottom lane after the kill on Admiral Bulldog and the fact that he got controlled. He's level 3 against Era's level 4, almost level 5.
Yeah, but that, considering that you had the ledge in that's really good. It's the fact that he was stuck for 1 minute into that ledge.
Yeah, Fly was a bit of a hero. Actually, Fly should be doing pretty well in levels. Yeah, he's almost level 4. He's going to be able to pull through the jungle again. Yeah, Fnatic definitely have everything going their way right now. I would even say the safe lane that Lodo really isn't farming that well on his Pugna. He's currently 17-7. Alk is only 8-0 though, but Trixie's decided to ignore Greeble's greed, so it's kind of...
I like this. They know that they will need Trixie fighting, not farming.
Yeah.
So it's just like, let's go for utility, and then I can catch up again. It's like going Midas late. This is kind of the same. Going Greeble's greed is...
mid. S4 gonna take a chakram.
There's a snot top, bottom. That Bulldog.
Are you going to be able to punch him to death? No, but Ake should be able to pick this up. One more hit onto Fly. And Era, no mana, we'll just have to back away. But Era with 1,000 gold. Admiral Bulldog goes down for a second time. And Hani still wants to make something happen mid. Notel will chase, but no creeps on him. And doesn't have enchant to slow. And Hane's DD will be wearing out.
There's a lot of rotation from Alliance. There's a rotation mid from Venomancer.
A bit aggressive. Level 2 Venomancer coming to this fight. I think that Hani would eat him alive. Loda's going to rotate down. Chakram hits 2 and hits S4 on the way back. Notel will drop. EGM actually does hit a girl, and there's no mana now on Hani, so he's going to get the worst.
He doesn't have any point on...
Oh, wow. One more hit.
No, he can't
get it.
So slow.
The problem is that he didn't have a single point in Timber Chain, so he couldn't run away there. He pretty much committed to go and die.
If he didn't use the Chakram on Loda and was aware of EGM coming in from behind, but unfortunately their ward wasn't placed to catch him coming in. Their ward is obviously placed, as you can see, a little bit further down. That's, yeah, a little bit further down. There was their ward for Fnatic. So he didn't see him coming in. If he saved his mana, he would have destroyed EGM, but at the end of it, EGM almost went up to level 4 from level 2, so he's going to be super happy. Some pressure top now from Fnatic.
And this is forced by all the rotations that Alliance did. They committed the 5 heroes to just not let S4 die. Because as we saw with the last 2 games, the first game they shut down S4, nothing is going Alliance's way. Second game, S4 was surviving every single time on that Conca. He is the playmaker, he's the pacemaker of the team. Not that the team needs a pacemaker, but...
Not like Loda, maybe. He is, after all, 25.
Oh, Jesus, that age.
I mean, seriously, get a real job. Fly's going to rotate top. He's doing pretty well for himself on levels, Fly. He's almost level 5, considering all the fights that's been going on. He stayed alive during the majority of them. Did drop once bottom, though. But a Rubik, I would say the Rubik is going to have a tough time later on. It's not like you kind of need a bit of burst damage versus the team of Alliance to make something happen, and that's kind of what Rubik doesn't have when it comes to team fights. He can be really tricky, and if he gets good steals, it can matter, but the good steals have to be maybe something from Lich.
Pugna ulti is really easy to steal.
That's true.
And that's pretty good. The Lich ulti also helps.
Yeah. But in terms of burst damage, I don't think he's going to have it. So
No.
I mean, that's kind of why I thought the Timbersaw came out with the Alchemist.
But then again, think if he's...
S4.
Okay. S4, yeah, it dies.
Should be able to get away.
No, it sticks.
Nice one charge. Ake going to rotate in, put some damage onto Notel, but unfortunately for him, Hani has the mana to Chakram. He gives Arcane Boost a little bit earlier.
That's so greedy from S4.
What was he attempting to kill there?
He was going to come back. He's trying to kill Fly.
He thought he could get a no-tail before the Nature's Tennis came out.
Yeah, but they heal really fast.
Yeah, they do.
Well, Fly is going to be level 6 now, yeah.
Yeah, he's level 6.
Was in 2 kills, so...
And that's the other thing as well. Like, it's very, very easy to steal Ancestral Spirit as Rubik. And if you get that into your team as well, with all the damage you have...
When you get Ancestral Spirit, do you also get the
Natural Order? Yeah. Do you?
I don't think so.
No, you don't.
Because it's the level of the natural order you have yourself.
Yeah, that's right. You don't get it. So it's not... Well, it's a scouting tool, but it loses much of its...
It gives you some right-click damage as well.
Yeah, it's a huge amount of damage early on. Like, right now, he could have a level 4... soon he could have a level 4 spirit while he's, like, level 6. But Admiral Bulldog just going to be farming the middle. Top lane, Loader and S4 going to be putting some pressure on the tower. They don't have Elder Dragon form, but Trixie shouldn't be able to defend this. He's got 4 points in Acid Spray that will sit there. Glypha's going to be used.
No,
rotation's coming in. Ake's level 6 behind the team fight. So if they want to turn this, they could with Ake, but he's already backed off, which basically means the rest of the team will. But there comes a Timber Chain. Loader barely going to dodge the Chakram. In comes another Timber Chain. No, unfortunately that tree was in the way, and that stun is going to hit. That's very sad for Loader. And another kill goes in the way of Fnatic. And okay, so if you're Alliance, Bruno, okay, I don't know which one you are. Who would you be if you were an Alliance player?
I would be Ake.
You'd be Ake. Okay, you're Ake, right?
Yeah, I'm Ake.
And you're like, okay, guys, we need to do this.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Well, right now, just because of how Fnatic is doing, look at that huge stack, and now they saw that stack as well. You kind of have to make sure that you push other towers that are not the offlane, because really putting the Pagna there means that he has safe lane, but destroying that offlane tower changes nothing in terms of map control. So if they destroy the mid tower, which they kind of want to do now, they can take Rosh, but if they take the bottom tower as well, that wouldn't be as bad, because even though Rosh is still kind of unsafe, you have control of their jungle, and with control of their jungle, you control No-Tail. With No-Tail having no creeps, suddenly things get much easier, because this doesn't happen.
Alright, well, we are going to see a nice Chain Frost coming in from Ake, and we'll bounce back into Era, picking up him after Loader got taken out by the Unstable Concoction combo. S4 will be chasing with a haste onto Hane. Almost got his brief fire up, and we'll have it in a moment. And we'll pick up the kill onto Hane on the low ground. We'll get stand out with Admiral Bulldog. No-Tail going to pick up a fight with EGM. He'll be cleaning up that one in mid. And Alliance and Fnatic trade 2 for 2, but it's Fnatic that are looking like they have to back off. And S4 still looking to chase. Trixie.
Oh, he gets the kill. Wow.
High ground. Brief fire will get the kill. And this is going to be Admiral Bulldog getting closer to his mech. Unfortunately, they lost Loader pretty early on, and I believe Loader is probably heading towards his Necronomicon.
Yep.
So that's not going to help him out. He's going to have to just TP top to start farming. Fnatic saved their tower, but in terms of exchange, I'd be very happy if I was Alliance.
Yeah.
That Chain Frost
was very good. I was really lucky that it was max range. When Rubik was getting away from the team, it just came back
to the creep. Oh, look at this. Era at the Ancients with Trixie. Gonna get really a Acid Spray level 4 and just turn his back. He does have a Vanguard complete. And even though there is vision there, Admiral Bulldog and Ake hang around as they do have a ward. And they've got 2 very aggressive wards mid. So you can see where the focus, as you mentioned, Bruno, the Alliance want to put down, is going to be on the mid tower. Yeah. As Loader will go back to farming.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if Loader gets the Aegis and the Necronomicon, which is going to be their way, they can just push recklessly without pretty much any kind of risk, just because the blast spam is going to destroy the tier 1's tower anyways, and the Necro will chip damage. And even if they get caught because someone jumps on them, they will be so separated from the creep wave that Chain Frost will be super effective. And at the same time, the Aegis is there to save your life anyways.
I just want to point out that Ake's build, 2-1-3.
Yeah.
It's all about control. Normally you see a lot of people just max
in the Frost
Blast for the extra damage. It's 50 per level.
Okay.
Ake gonna get netted up. S4's here. Could help him out. Ake, that's gonna be the end of him. Second impetus comes out from No-Tail. S4 gotta be a little bit careful here. That net won't be off cooldown for a little while, but it seems like Alliance should be able to now push bottom, but they have already used the Nether Ward a little bit far away, and there was a channeled life drain, and Fly did not want to steal it. He's actually got ice armor. Not going to be super effective against the push
good
lineup.
Against the Ancestral Spirit. It is, because that plus armor doesn't get reduced by natural order.
But we just, didn't we oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, stealing armor and putting it on your allies is good.
Okay.
Now we saw the life strain though.
We need Era to come down here. Come on, Era.
He will try to push a little, maybe he will try to trade here. I think he tries to trade.
Yeah, he might be able to get this tower. Okay, there we go. We've got life drain now on Fly. He's going to be happy with that.
No, he didn't want that.
Nope.
Going to play wards, that's better.
Do they get the passive?
No, I don't think.
I play a lot of Rubik and I don't know this. I just steal spells.
Era got the tower top for free. They defended. Oh, he didn't.
No, it was glyphed and saved.
Ah.
But they will now do a little bit of a counter push bottom. I think Loader's like completely out of mana. Yeah, he's going to have to head back. So this is
People
still say that.
No. It's a very old thing.
Yeah.
It's
Was that ever a Dota thing, or was that a WoW?
No, it's a WoW thing.
Alright, Fnatic should be getting this tier 1 tower. They do have Trixie just defending mid
Oh,
with his
nice,
acid
nice.
spray. He's 300 gold away from getting his mech on the side of Fnatic, so this tower, if it goes down, will be nice for them, but they are going to counter push, and it looks like Fnatic are going to start backing off. Unstable Concoction already being channeled, 4-second stun coming in, will hit S4, and the tower will get destroyed because Loda never blast OP. And the tier 1 tower down bottom as well. So Trixie should have his mech now. The other person building a mech is going to be Admiral Bulldog, and I think he's almost done it. He has done it.
He's done, yeah.
So look at that. This guy's timing.
And I'm actually surprised. I think this is the first game of the series where we see no Midas whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, the push lineup from Alliance kind of forces a no Midas game style, especially when you play Era as when your Era's Bristleback, because you're like, why would you want Midas on this hero? You need mid-game items.
Yep.
But the reason I was kind of mentioning the mechs a little bit overly so there is just because when you play against a push lineup, if you don't have a mech, you're fucked. If the other team do, yeah, fine. But the fact they both have mechs, it's actually a really even game because they came in roughly about the right time for both. And yeah, they've exchanged pretty well. I would say that Fnatic still have a slight advantage. Did that top tower go down, or was it denied?
No, it was denied. Denied by
Admiral Bulldog denied it. Okay. Well, we're still an even game. Let's have a look at the goal graph while we're in a pause.
The interesting thing about this is even though Fnatic is slightly ahead, Alliance now they have a very, very safe Roshan to take. There's no easy TPs. The closest TP that you have is either tier 2 mid or tier 1 bottom. Both are decently far away. And if Alliance get the Aegis, it's going to be a very, very much easier game for them.
But if they give Hani a little bit too much room on his Timbersaw, even with the Aegis, if he's able to finish up his Bloodstone, he's not that far away, you could say. Obviously, there's no easy tower gold to get now for Hani, so he just has to farm to his heart's content. But they also don't have to defend in hard places apart from the tier 1 tower bottom, which is almost at full health. So
well, they still can take the tier 1 mid. Fnatic, I mean.
But at the same time, it's like Alliance don't have that many objectives going for them.
Yeah.
Apart from the tier 1 bottom, which is what they're gearing up to go towards. Yeah, and Roche. That Hani, if he can just pick up as much lane farm as possible with Era and then rotate down, if they get a fair exchange and Hani comes out okay, getting that Bloodstone, if you're going to go into Alliance and you just have the ability to spam chakrams in a lot of the fights, you don't have a huge amount of lockdown on Alliance. Like something that we mentioned, like the only real annoying initiation, I would say, is the DK with his stun when he's in Elder Dragon form on S4.
Yep.
And already we can see Trixie sat behind the tower bottom. We're actually going to have a smoke and a kind of
rotation, and Hani might be in trouble.
Oh, he's going to get a haste. No, he's not. No. Elder Dragon form is off cooldown. It's now available, but he should be able to get away with this haste.
Should be getting away. Well,
nope.
No.
Okay, never mind. Damage, painful. Okay, that's why natural order is awesome.
Yep. But they got a tower in exchange. So tower for Hani, still okay.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Especially because suddenly, as again, this Roshan gets harder and harder, and now Trixie started putting points into Gribble Grid, so he's starting to catch up on the farm as well. There's no wards here, so... Oh
dear, this is not what Fnatic wanted. If they lose Trixie in this situation, it's going to be a nightmare, and this tower will definitely drop. Trixie will go down. Nicely done by S4 and team to kick that one off. Not sure why Fnatic are adamant to kind of defend this or even put pressure, because this could go
well, they really want to defend
badly.
This.
Well, they are going to have the ability to bring over Hani. He's picked up his complete soul booster now, but it's still not going to be huge. And the Elder Dragon form will end soon. And Hani will come in, but that Never Ward will eat a lot of his HP. S4 going to run away. Era will chase, and Era has a lot of gold to his name, but hasn't spent it, so he's pretty much just still running around with Vanguard. S4 will go down. Hani's going to have to kite off. Also, Admiral Bulldog, I believe.
There's a buyback from Elder Titan. He's coming back, and they have to understand this is time to run.
I think Hani should just use his haste and just go mid.
Yeah,
or go somewhere and farm.
I think he's doing that.
But he looks like he wants to turn it. He's too low to fight under a Never Ward. Fnatic should back off. This is a gone tower, but pick up as much farm as possible. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, I didn't think Fnatic were going to defend that at all, but they did pretty damn well for themselves, especially forcing the buyback out of the Eldest Titan, even though he already has a mech Admiral Bulldog and doesn't really have much else to really go for that's going to change the game.
In any case, right now, no more tier 1 towers for each of the team. All tier 2 alive. The Ancients are not stacked anymore for Fnatic, so they don't have that extra advantage that they could have. But they're going to be happily farming their own jungle as well. An Era with 2k gold after going for a Sanj against this team. Maybe a Hood wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so as well. 2.1.
Yeah, he has a cloak, so...
level 2 Necronomicon up for Loda, playing the Pugna. So Alliance, really, it's all about Roshan now.
I like the Blade Mail as well.
Blade Mail's awesome.
Yeah. It's one of those heroes where you sometimes don't want the Blade Mail because Blade Mail makes people not focus you, and you want to be focused.
But against this lineup, there's so much uncontrollable damage that you can't really say who it's going to hit. You got the Poison Nova, you got Ancestral Spirit, you've also got Chain Frost, you got Frost Blast, you got Brief Fire. There's no there's no way to control if that Blade Mail is going to be good or bad for Alliance. So a nice pickup there by Era. So as you mentioned, it's all about the Roshan for Alliance and getting it on Loader. It could also go to S4, but I doubt it.
Does Fnatic not know?
They have to know about this. Yeah, they know.
Yeah, now they know for sure.
And they could make something happen here.
It's dangerous.
Going to throw down. Chakram.
It's not good enough
whatsoever.
That's a free Roshan, I think.
Yeah, but they might pick him up on the way out. It's still not a bad fight to take. If that Nether Ward goes down anytime soon, unfortunately it's there for another 10 seconds. Oh, okay. Poison Nova is going to connect with 2. Chain Frost comes in. And unfortunately, Plague Ward's still on fly. He's going to drop to Loader's Nether Blast. Era with the Blade Mail doing some significant damage. We'll have to start backing off. Trixie, Unstable Concoction, almost off cooldown. Midas on the Enchantress, not doing much for him. Hani going to be chased down by Loader on the tail end of the team fight. Will be able to back off. He does actually have a Bloodstone, so once EGM went down, that's up to 8 charges. There's going to be a haste on S4, and they could get back up to Hani, but the amount of armor he's lost from that is going to be huge, and he does somewhat get away. Unstable Concoction comes in, and he denies himself with the Bloodstone charge, and then Era is going to be chasing down Ake. That would be a kill. I doubt they're going to look for more. Maybe just Era will scout it out. S4's haste will run out. Elder Dragon form also.
I'm not sure Alliance should have chased Trixie that much because they didn't even get the kill. Was it suicide? A bit lucky.
You mean
no, Trixie. Hani, yeah, sorry. I'm used to see Trixie playing the team or so. They also lost the leech, and I don't know. It's just sometimes Alliance, they go super greedy when chasing. They didn't get much of that this time.
And the Aegis.
And the Aegis is in Bulldog, yeah.
Why?
Well, because they were fighting while Roshan is dying, so Bulldog had to go out and pick it.
We just dropped the Earth Splitter from the pit.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Fly on this Rubik right now. He has stolen absolute shit. He's really not been a factor apart from his null field.
Yeah.
10% magic resistance being in the fight. And on the laning phase, he was great. He was involved in a couple of kills, even picked up one himself on Admiral Bulldog. But currently in the team fights, it's either his HP is too low with his build. He's got 900 HP. Either his HP is too low and he doesn't feel comfortable. Because normally when you play Rubik, you can be like, okay, you obviously go 4-staff, you avoid a lot of the initial damage of a fight, and then you come in and you counter. Or you can even go something like just a casual bracer on top of, you know, what you normally have, your arcane boots, etc., and you can actually stand with the team. But his steals haven't been successful. I think he even tried to get Poison Nova and ended up getting a Plague Ward that last fight. But we are going to see Alliance do exactly what Bruno said,
nice
take the Aegis and go a little bit aggressive. S4 going to Dragon form up and look to go pew. Going to back off, and this is going to be huge. And it will come in. The Earth Splitter hits 2. Era will get his Blade Mail off, but a little bit too late. Notel will be dropping here. Trixie to get a stun on S4, and they've got to be careful. If they lose S4, he won't be coming back into the fight. There comes a Chain Frost. It won't bounce. Trixie will be going down soon, and already Fnatic have lost 2 past the tier 2 tower. And they are looking to turn with Hani. Gets 1. And Loda sitting pretty low. This tower is going to be glyphed up. And yeah, he could, but it's all about chakram spam, so a little bit low. And Fly, there you go. He's happy. He's like, I'm a fucking dragon.
He's a baby dragon.
Yeah, he's slightly smaller.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But yep. Tier 2 going the way of Alliance. Alliance kind of in control of the game right now. They dictate the tempo. They are farming the jungle. And that means that it's going to get harder and harder for Fnatic to find their way back into this game. They're relying so much on that Bristleback. And the Bristleback is kind of by definition not doing much in these very bursty kind of team fights.
Yeah, and he's going to have a big problem when it comes to Loader. Loader might be heading towards his Aghanims, just picked up a point booster. He's finished a level 3 Necronomicon. We've also got Ake going towards his Necro book as well. He's only 100 gold away. So once you've got 2 Necro books to go up against, and you've got Loader, who should be able to sit pretty comfortably behind S4, the amount of drained lives that are going to come out, and the fact that you need to lock him down, not going to be great. As in, it's going to be hard for Era. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Trixie, who's going to need to hit a good unstable concoction. And you're not bursting down S4 by any means. So these team fights are going to get ridiculously hard. And you can see how Ake's pickup of the Lich is kind of coming into effect now. We weren't really sure about it in terms of the stuns, but the counter initiate that the Chain Frost gives, as well as the Ice Armor, just to give you guys the extra armor you need in the fights. To make sure you can do this kind of aggressive push style. But the Chain Frost counter initiate is massive. Yeah. Stop playing on your PokerStar app, Bruno.
PokerStar apps.
Alright, well, Fnatic not in position to defend this tier 2 tower bottom. They're just going to try and slow it down with some acid spray, but they will look to try and trade in the mid. Hani, he's going to have to be big in the team fights. What item should he go on top of his
Well, if you want to
Bloodstone?
be big, you have to go BKB because it actually makes your model slightly bigger.
Good idea.
But at the same time, if you really want... Although I would say BKB would still be good in this scenario.
What is
like,
No-Tail
all jokes
doing?
aside.
Is
No-Tail
he
is
just
dying.
baiting him in? Because that's a really good code.
Trixie,
attendance, please.
bounce, bounce, bounce.
Oh, Hani going to get hit by this. S4 just going to chase. BKB finished on him. We didn't mention that, sorry. And Hani will deny himself. He'll be respawning though.
He gave her
back
a
into the game.
big heal with that. I think that if they win this fight, it's all about that deny.
Mech used as well. Admiral Bulldog way out of position here as he was diving in, and they're going to try and pick up a lot more. There's going to be a double stun on Loader and EGM. Hani going to come in, Chakram both going to Timber Chain away just to pick up Loader. Trixie going to be chasing EGM. He'll be slowed by the goo of Era. And Hani still chasing, wants Ake. And yeah, you're right. I was like, this is the worst fight I've seen. And then it turned out okay, just because of that Bloodstone.
A Bloodstone charge, it gave Era so much life. Era was like, okay, now I can fight, now I can stand. And they lost the tier 3 tower, but they paid a big price for that. Fortunately for Alliance, S4 actually survives. So that Dragon Knight, which is costing a lot of damage, and he still needs to be going for some more items, as opposed to the other heroes that are kind of like okay where they are right now. S4 will keep getting some money.
Yeah, I'd like to see him just go straight into Assault Cuirass. I watched Pyrian Flags. If you guys aren't aware, if you ever want to watch someone play Dota 2 that's entertaining, twitch.tv/Pyrian Flags. He's doing the A to Z challenge, which means he has to win and play every hero to move on to the next. He was on Dragon Knight, and they said, get Assault Cuirass. And then so what he did was he bought the Chainmail first, and I was like, no. After you get your BKB, you're pretty much invulnerable because you're normally going to get it, like, I would say later in the game, but it's one of your core items that you start fighting with. Once you get your BKB, normally things go in your favor. Pick up a Hyperstone next, for the love of God. Because under that BKB, Hyperstone is going to allow you to really mow down heroes and buildings if you need to. Pyrian Flags ignored that advice from Twitch chat. Twitch chat was angry at Pyrian Flags. Pyrian Flags was oblivious to the fact, much like his Dota skills. But he did actually end up winning the game, so good job, Pyrian.
Good job.
We were very proud. All of Twitch chat rejoiced. But yeah, the Hyperstones it makes such an incredible difference when you're in Elder Dragon form. And if he gets level 16 as well, it's going to be awesome for S4. Items. Era has 4k gold.
Going for Radiance? Going for...
BKB. Yeah, you called it.
BKB, yeah.
Well, you called it actually.
Yeah,
for,
I called it, yeah, for Honey. But
I think Hani should get it as well.
Yeah, BKB in this kind of game is really good because the amount of magical damage there is going around, just like you make the Pugna useless, you make a Middle Bulldog pretty much useless, you make Venomancer useless, and it's all about controlling S4. And Fly gets the Dragon form again, yeah.
That's nice. And he gets level 2 as well, so he has some splash damage for a counter push. Yeah, they can hold off. Oh, stun comes in. Or stomp comes in. If they can hold off and get Hani, who's
they're
BKB.
trading the top tower, bottom tower for that. And they're going to make it. Yeah. This is the best they could have done, really. Like getting that tier 2 was gone anyways. They could have fought. Maybe they defended it, but at a great exchange. 2 or 3 heroes for that. Instead of doing that, they said like, well, we'll admit that we're going to lose it, and we get an extra tower for our problems.
We're going to have 3 Necronomicons up soon.
You know, the Necro was nerfed in this recent patch. It actually gives more money now when you kill them. Oh. So Necro 3, killing each unit gives 150 gold. That means that 300 for each pair of Necros is pretty good. Also, you have to remember that they have No-Tail there. So No-Tail can always steal a Necro unit.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's got enchant level 2.
If you get like the exploding one, that 600 pure damage can go your way and maybe can change the outcome of the game. And the thing is that normally when you see that, it's like, well, you ignore that unit, but because of, again, the uncontrollable damage that Alliance has, if you put that unit just right-clicking Loda or someone, it's going to die. So there can be, it can be a game-changing thing. Not too sure, but kind of helps.
I feel like Fnatic still have a chance in this. Like, in terms of who's controlling the map, okay, we know it's Alliance, but Fnatic, some smart decisions recently, and also item-wise, they're progressing pretty okay. They're going to be up against 3 Necro books, not all of them are level 3. We've got a level 2 on Ake, I believe we have a level 1 on Bulldog, and a level 3 on Loda, but he also carries an Ags. Now, the Enchantress over for Fnatic, played by Notal, is 100 gold away from finishing his Aghanims. He's the secret carrier. There's only 1 BKB up, which is going to be on S4. Currently it's 9 seconds, so he'll be pretty comfortable in the next team fight. But if they do get a BKB on Hani, which they could do so, he's got 4.3k gold. I'd be very surprised if he didn't just straight out buy a BKB, because I don't believe they should be saving for buyback.
Yeah. I know, another Necro. And I really don't like this from Alliance. I don't like it.
It could backfire. It really can.
It's not about only the steal. It's just the fact that when you have a Necro, yeah, it's a really strong unit, but aside from when the Necros are out, that item gives you nothing. Gives you a little bit of mana, a little bit of HP, but it's all about the minions, right? So if for whatever reason you just push with the minions or something and then you have them off cooldown, it's pretty much like getting a Midas in the sense that the hero is not getting anything else than just the Necro. Don't get me wrong, they're really, really strong. But if you don't have them, it's pretty much 3,000 gold that you invested in something that could have been something that...
The good things about the Necros in this situation is if Fnatic aren't in a situation to defend their base, like readily available, the Necro books punish you for being out of position. So Fnatic are going to be like, as soon as they see the push coming down top lane, they're like, okay, everyone back now. You really do need everyone back. Trixie's going to be the last one there with his mech, and he'll be TPing in a moment. He doesn't have his BKB, which is a bit of a shame. So they have 2 fresh BKBs up, which are going to be the big factor for Fnatic, and they have the Accept on Notel. So, and they're in position to defend pretty early, and they will be able to enchant away. So if this push doesn't go in, if this push doesn't go in favor of Alliance, this is the chance of a, I would say, a little bit of a comeback in Fnatic's favor. They do lead with XP, and they do lead on gold just by 2,000. So it's not a huge advantage, but they're obviously under pressure. So let's see how they defend this. And Era's going to be the first one up. Loda going to move up, already at half-life, dropped his Nether Ward, and still taking so much damage from this impetus, going to be draining up Fly there. Fly will pick him up, and Loda's going to have to back out. So currently Fnatic doing an amazing job in defense. There's Plague Wards down everywhere for both teams. And Alliance, that's the worst case scenario, just having to back off. And Notel, the damage that he put out there with his Acceptor on Impetus was huge. And Loda tried to drain life to keep, like, you need everybody decent health when you actually go high ground. With Loda getting picked up with telekinesis after trying to life drain, Fly pretty much, not single-handedly stopped the push, but was a big factor in them leaving.
And they didn't use neither of the BKB, did they? They didn't use Hannies.
They didn't use Hannies.
What about Era?
And Era was
Nope.
not.
Nope.
Holy shit. Okay, well, maybe then I'm calling Alliance's advantage a little bit too much, because if they're not able to
make them pop
BKBs and they're behind on XP by quite a bit and gold by a small amount, they're not having a fun time. And it's actually could be getting a lot worse for Alliance here, because the BKB will be finished soon on Trixie, and that's when he becomes a monster. Because when he has the ability to just have no fear, when he runs in with Chemical Rage with his bonus life and also
but they
regen.
have no fear. Fear's an EG.
Yeah, that's true. Trixie will just be an added factor into the team fights. Currently, he's pretty much just acid spray, an unstable concoction that he's normally unable to follow up on, and then a mech. So if he gets a BKB, he's going to be significant damage. All right, I'm excited.
Yeah, full BKB for Trixie, full AC for DK. I'm not sure the AC actually matters on DK. You saw how much the pure damage from Impetus destroyed him before. So I say the rule should be no tail, focus S4, the rest just try to stop Loda, stun him so that he cannot wreak havoc, and then we just worry about S4 at the end, because he will be so low that he will not be able to just man fight into the game, just like going straight there. It's going to be complicated.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dive Loader. You remove him from the fight, you can clean up the rest. You do have a Veil and a Poison Nova on EGM, but the BKBs stop the damage. It doesn't actually remove the ulti. It will carry on afterwards, but it's enough. It's enough to keep your life high.
It does remove the Veil.
Oh, it does remove. Yeah, good point. So all right, I'm going to have a smoke from Fnatic.
Notel, you're kind of alone.
Yeah, Notel is like Notel, no team.
Weird.
He's like, I see plague warts. I smell victory.
I don't know what Notel is doing, really. I'm just like trying to understand, but I can't.
Net worth's looking pretty even across the board as well for both teams. Gold's not too far apart. But as you mentioned, the Necronomicons could be a non-factor.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If Fnatic are in position to defend properly.
If you stop the Necro, then suddenly you have a team that has not only a gold disadvantage, but also like an extra 10 to 12k gold disadvantage by having items that don't do anything. So, again, if they all go to no-tail for like all maneuver no-tail and maybe get no-tail out of the fight, might be worth it. But no-tail right now with a huge range from the Acceptor, she can stay behind and not care.
Yeah, it's like you want to be able to push down to... Okay, well, let's talk about that a little bit later. S4 looking to initiate. Trixie going to BKB up. The Assault Cuirass doing a little bit of work. Era going to get hit by a Chain Frost. That will bounce back. Era actually does have BKB... buyback on top of his BKB, so he should be okay. And they're going to be kiting away just a little bit for the moment. Rax haven't taken too much damage. Trixie looking to go down under S4 stun. And Alliance hold 5 remaining players up, and Notel could be dropping over to the right-hand side. Hani needs to make something happen. He hasn't popped his BKB. I'm not sure why. Then they are going to lose both racks at the same time. They need to clean up this whole fight to make this worth it. There's a stun onto Loda. Era's going to be chasing him out, but Loda could just TP away if it's just Era, and he is going to do so. This was not the defense that Fnatic were ready for. Like, they were ready item-wise.
But they were not ready as players. They just jumped wrong, used the BKBs too late. In the case of Era, he got stunned first and got burst down before popping the BKB. Trixie, he popped his one first and actually kind of disrupted, but he had no support, and Notil was isolated from the fight so well that he wasn't an impact player at all.
But he had buyback. Like, I checked before and I was like, okay, there's 2 important buybacks. One of them is Era.
Yeah.
The other one was Loda, which I could say actually probably isn't important
Trixie
because he's
back.
not going to be able to get there. But the fact is Era, if you get a bad start but you absorb the majority of the opener, his whole team should BKB up, go in, Era dies, buys back, comes in, cleans up, Rax are alive. Era runs away, Alliance get position over the top of Rax, Notel has to back off, Trixie's used his BKB for nothing just to absorb some right-click damage when he's under the effect of the Assault Cuirass from S4.
Yep.
Goes back into the fight, dies, Hani still hasn't used BKB, nightmare.
Era has to buy TP back right now. They have to defend this. Hani is coming as well. All the Necro units are again up.
They cannot afford to lose this. If they defend this successfully, they're going to have some key items coming up, like Shiva's on Hani. As well as just, well, yeah, okay. We'll talk about it a little bit later as the fight's going to start. Necronomicon unit's going to be picked up. No glyph. Loader just going to be life draining as many people as possible. Notel still going to have to run away from the fight, and that's the go sign. We still have BKB with 8 seconds available on S4, and there's no glyph for this Rax. Hani going to try and counter initiate. The Rax could be staying alive here, but they need to chase down. They do have an unstable concoction on Loader, and Trixie going to be held in place. He does BKB just in time. Notel comes back in the fight. And the BKB used by S4 chasing down Trixie. This will be off in a moment, and Notel needs to turn. Era doing a great job mid. He is going to die. I'm not sure if he bought back for that because he doesn't have enough gold. He actually bought a full Heaven's Halberd before that fight started, and it's not working out for him. Hani throws out a Chakram. Loader does not care. Nice stomp. 2 held in place. Notel. I'm surprised he's taking so much damage in these fights since Impetus has such range, but Alliance get exactly what they want.
He's doing something that I completely disagree with. He's focusing the Necro units. He's impetusing down the Necro units and tanking the 600 damage down. And he goes back to region and goes into the fight again.
They have BKBs to kill Necro units.
Yes.
You have 3 BKB tanky. Okay. Well,
he actually
I'm not going to complain because I'm shit. What?
Well, Hani got a kill.
He just TP'd into mid with BOTs and killed off S4. I missed it as well, so...
Oh, wow. Good for Hani. He rocks. Yeah, Hani looks like he's heading towards his Shivas. I actually thought that Bristleback would be finishing his Assault Cuirass first, but he went for Heaven's Halberd. And that meant Era didn't have buyback for the fight.
But I hate the fact that he didn't have buyback.
Huh?
Yeah, but the Halberd, it's like... You have it for the Dragonite, yeah.
But he pops BKB with 8 seconds duration.
And once the BKB is down, he's still going to have dished out so much damage that it's not really going to matter.
If Notel stays alive and they kite out the BKB from S4 and pick off the back end with their BKBs like Loader, etc., they essentially, Notel can solo S4.
Yep.
With Notel's absorbing too much damage from the Necro creeps that he's had to back away from fights once, twice, and then dies.
Can they get this
Not
rush?
awesome. Yeah, this rush would be big. S4's down. The trouble is Elder Titan, Admiral Bulldog will just put an end to this pretty quickly if they want to go for it. And they also have, as you mentioned, yeah, Hani back in base. So this might be the end of Fnatic here. And these Necromicons are going to be a little bit of a nuisance.
Dominate one? Did he dominate one? Yeah, I think he did.
Well, they've got Hani here now, but this is going to be a team fight outside the base, and this is Fnatic's last chance.
And bottom is pushing, and top is pushing.
That's not too much of a problem if they can win this, but Fnatic, sorry, Alliance don't even have to force it, but they're more
The thing is that they have to sit out the Necro units right now. And Fnatic has no mana, which is bad. Fnatic, Notel, has no mana.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, they're going to start on S4. Do a good amount of damage. He pops his BKB. Trixie and Era are going to try and focus him down. Not going to be able to hold him in place. BKBs will be dropping for both teams. S4 going to be on the back end of it. Just trying to run away. Hani trying to pick him up. Almost gets him, but unfortunately he's going to get shut down, denies himself, and the rest of Fnatic die to that Vel and also Poison Nova. And they lost. I felt that Fnatic could have won that.
Yeah. Yeah, they had it.
The fight top was really bad.
The fight top was really bad, and the decision making from like going no tail to kill the Necro units, I just don't understand it.
Hani should have been able to kill them off. Yeah. Like pop his BKB and then you just track.
Era as well. Didn't have to be scared about him. Because the fact is, it's like you're fighting on top of the Necro units anyway, because they have to come high ground, and Necro units are just either hitting you or hitting your Rex.
Yeah.
And if you're just quilling them up or you get some like return damage, if they go on you, it's like, well, there's not a problem. But S4 was the one you had to ignore, and you had to kill the rest of the team.
Yep.
And you had to focus Loader.
Yep.
And they didn't do that. But congratulations to Alliance for Sweden. They win the Swedish-based organization of a tournament, Fragbite Masters. So they're going to be happy. And they get their, I would say, almost revenge on Fnatic, because Fnatic did knock them down into the lower bracket from the winner bracket finals. But we'll take a look at some of the replays so we can all we'll remember our favorite moments from the grand finals.
Yes. Oh, no tail, no. Nice deny.
No tail, no life.
No clap. Here comes the epic music and the epic chain
That chain frost was really nice.
Yeah,
back.
The fact that it comes back, it's kind of unbelievable. And now the hasted DK hurts. And he's going to kill Hani. Actually, Hani runs away, but he keeps chasing. And now, oh well, he gets another extra kill for free later as well on a no-look Dragon Breath.
I didn't like the Heaven's Halberd whatsoever on the era.
It was a weird pickup.
Just saving for buyback would have been enough.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here, this is next level
AC.
play. He gets there and he hides, and it's like, what? Where did you go? No, and he kills himself anyways.
I think this was the first defense.
Yeah,
no, this is the second. This was the one they went ready for. Yeah, like Hani is all the way over there not doing anything.
Yeah.
No-Tell is killing the Necronomicons and running away. Fly hasn't got much to his name. Trixie's already used his BKB, reinitiates into a stun from S4. They haven't committed to anything apart from trying to control the Necronomicons,
Fly
which they
is killing
can't
the
do.
Necro units.
Okay.
Because why not?
Well, I mean, that's not even bad from Rubik because there's not much you can do in the team fights anyway. I mean, even like telekinesing the Necro units isn't that bad either. And then they start out Loader, but don't follow him apart from with Era, so they don't get the kill. You'll see a TP out in a moment. There it comes. And they get absolutely nothing. And if they just manned the fuck up, ran at the enemy with their BKBs on, sure, you're up against Ice Armor and it's not the easiest right-click kill, and Loader will most likely decrepify himself. But Trixie, you cannot... I think Loader actually had a BKB, but I'm not sure if it was for that fight.
Probably not.
Loader did have a BKB.